Sports Radio 950 ESPN, Rochester's sports leader, proudly welcomes you to coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's the voice of the Rhinos, Joe Giuliano, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm Joe Giuliano. Well, after 15 days between matches, the Rochester Rhinos, who had won 6 of their last 7, are back in action tonight when they take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies here at Marina Auto Stadium. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Now, the Rhinos, they enter the match in second place in the USL Conference with 48 points overall. They trail the first place Austin Aztecs by just 1 point. And in the only meeting this season between Rochester and Tampa Bay this year, a goalkeeping error in minute number 91 gave Rochester a 1-0 win on July the 22nd at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. It was an errant goal kick, and it gave Hoxie and Kissi the chance to break in on goalkeeper Daryl Sattler, who, by the way, is not starting this evening. Kissi scored the goal. It cost the Rowdies the 0-0 draw. And there's where we stand between the Rochester Rhinos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And as you know, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, a team of a great history as they played in the North American Soccer League from 1975 to 1984. They won the Soccer Bowl championship, defeating the Portland Timbers 2-0. They also lost in the finals as well in 78 and 79. But the legendary Rodney Marsh, now kind of an ambassador, a counselor or advisor to the new Tampa Bay Rowdies, one of the great names in the world of soccer, now affiliated with this Tampa Bay Rowdies team. Some great promotions this evening. There's a band performing behind the open end of the stadium. There's also Silly Bands, Rochester Rhinos Silly Bands. The first 1,500 kids ages 16 and under receive Rochester Rhinos Silly Bands, and I tell you, that's the current craze. That's the wave of the future right now. That's what the kids want, and that's what the Rochester Rhinos are delivering. So tickets still available. Should be a great one tonight. Rochester last in action on the 27th of August. That was up in Montreal, where they lost 2-0. All right, when we come back, here's the lineup for the pregame show this evening. We'll break down the Rochester Rhinos. Then we'll take a break and look at the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And then we'll go through the USSF Second Division standings and also talk about the USL's merger that took place on Wednesday. And then we've got a huge portion of international soccer that'll be coming up tonight on the Rochester Rhinos pregame show right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world style pizza. You can pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. 4th generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time Magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day events calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time Magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. Come and enjoy live jazz performances at the Grill Thursday through Saturday. The Grill offers contemporary American cuisine that will satisfy all palates and the largest wine selection in the city. The Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So come and enjoy a fun, exciting, and relaxed atmosphere. The Grill at the Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
To the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm Joe Giuliano. Well, on Friday, August the 27th, the Rhinos play their last game tonight. The Rhinos returning to action against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. right here at Marina Auto Stadium. And don't forget, it's the first 1,500 fans get silly bands, compliments of the Rochester Rhinos. This is the second and the final meeting of the regular season between the two teams. As we talked about, Rochester won the first meeting 1-0 in Tampa Bay on July the 22nd. Now entering tonight's game, Rochester is in second place with 48 points overall. They trail first place Austin by just 1 point, but here is the catch. The Aztecs have 2 games in hand over Rochester. The Aztecs play in Puerto Rico tonight, and hopefully the Islanders in the mood to do the Rochester Rhinos a favor. Leading the way for Rochester is rookie forward Isaac Kissi. He's got 5 goals and 12 points in the 2010 season. Andrew Hoxie topping the club charts with assists this year. He has got 5. Now, if Hoxie can get another one tonight, he is going to be in the 4th position overall for the Rochester Rhinos all-time in assists in a single season. He needs 1 more assist. He'll tie the 4th highest single-season total in club history. That is the big smooth Andrew Hoxie. Now, the club's goalkeeping has been rock solid. Scott Vallow and Neil Kitson, they rank 2nd and 3rd with a goals against average of 0.73 for Vallow and a 0.80 for Kitson. As we talked about their last game, the Rhinos took their 6th league unbeaten streak into Montreal. It was their best since 1999. The Impact, though, had other ideas. They opened the scoring 18 seconds into the match as the dangerous Argentinian Leonardo Di Lorenzo sent a ball into the box from about 25 yards out. Ali Jerba, coming off a hat trick in the last game, found some space between the Rhinos' defense, got his foot on it, and found the back of the net. The game clincher came from Jerba as well, with just 9 minutes left in the match to make it 2-0. All right, stick around. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at tonight's opposition as they make their first ever trip to Rochester and Marina Auto Stadium, the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 7 p.m. kickoff, the Rhinos and the Rowdies. It's going to be right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. For more information and appointments, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
Hot dogs. No one makes them better than Schweigels. Hot dogs. Hometown favorites from Schweigels. The flavor is right. In every bite. Cover them with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, taste one. No one makes a hot dog like Schweigels. 'Cause how we make them makes them
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. This portion of the show brought to you by Free Time Magazine, online all the time at freetime.com, as Mike Kerms is trying to show me some of his battle wounds. Okay, I see the bump. You're a hard-nosed player. That's why you show shin guards in training all the time. Right. The Rhinos and the Rowdies taking center stage tonight at 7 p.m. The Rowdies are 6-9-10. They are 6th place in the USL Conference. Rochester, of course, is 14-6-6. They are in 2nd place in the USL Conference. This is Tampa's first ever visit to Rochester. Now, with 5 games remaining in the regular season, Tampa is just outside of a playoff position. Minnesota currently holds the tiebreaker over the Rowdies. Minnesota has won the head-to-head results so far. The Stars have beaten the Rowdies 1-0 in Minnesota on 2 different occasions. The Rowdies earned a 3-1 victory in Tampa Bay, so they hold the head-to-head tiebreaker right now. The Stars will visit Tampa for a crucial game on September the 24th. Now, Tampa also has a bit of an advantage. They've played 1 less game than Minnesota. And like some other teams throughout the USSF 2nd Division, the Rowdies have really tried to reinforce their lineup this year. Of course, in July they brought in Jonathan Steele, Ricardo Sanchez. Now Justin Morrow. He is scheduled to make his debut with the Rowdies this evening. The former Notre Dame defender acquired on loan from the San Jose Earthquakes this week. Tampa also going to see the return of 2 key players, Aaron King, who has 9 goals this year, and Jeremy Christie. That name sounds familiar because he's a New Zealand national team player who played in the 2010 World Cup. They're both in the starting lineup this evening for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Scott Butte and Eric Ustruck making progress in a push to join the playoffs this year. And Sattler, the goalkeeper who had that 91st minute blunder, is on the bench this evening as he's not going to be playing. It's Josh Lambo who gets the start tonight. Actually, it's going to be Phil Lamar backing up Lambo this evening. So a little change between the pipes for Dalglish and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. All right, stick around. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the very tight and exciting standings in the USSF 2nd Division. You are listening to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world style pizza. You can pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. 4th generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
Experience it all at the Strathallan Hotel. The Strathallan Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff from the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strathallan Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallan.com.
Do you know why golf is great? It's great because there's no windows, no angry bosses, and no screaming kids. It's great because you can spend less than going to other sporting events and actually play the game. It's all waiting for you at Brockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses. Witness an incredible golf experience for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18 and non-seniors only $25 during the week. Brockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. BrockportGC.com.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery.
Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900-type numbers, calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
This is Rochester's sports leader.
Welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show. I'm Joe Giuliano, and this is Sports Radio 950 ESPN. The Rhinos and the Rowdies about 15 minutes away from kickoff. Mike Kerms will join us for the broadcast tonight in Tampa's first ever meeting to Rochester, New York, to take on the Rochester Rhinos. USSF Second Division. Let's look at the standings now as the playoffs are fast approaching, and the team's looking to make that final push. Not a lot of soccer left, and a lot of valuable points on the table. Starting off in the USL Conference, the conference that the Rochester Rhinos are a part of, they are in second place. They're 1 point behind the Austin Aztecs, but Austin, again, has 2 games in hand, but they've got a lot of road games against some very difficult opponents, the Carolinas, the Montreals, and the Puerto Ricos tonight. So we'll see what Austin does down the stretch. Rochester 14-6-6, 32 goals for, 20 against. They have got 48 points. And again, that is number 2 in the league, number 2 in the conference. Tampa, who is at the bottom of the USL Conference, they currently find themselves in 9th place. They're tied with Minnesota at 28 points, but as we talked about earlier, the Stars have the head-to-head advantage. They've won 2 out of the 3 games. They'll meet one more time in September down in Tampa. So the Rowdies, last 5 games, they are 0-1-4. They are turning those losses into ties, but now it's going to be time to turn those ties into wins. In the North American Soccer League Conference, Vancouver topping the table with a slim lead over Carolina. Vancouver has got 41 points. Record is 9-3-14. By far the most draws in the league. Carolina with 37 points behind them. Montreal with 34 points. The Impact starting to find their form. Ali Jerba has been extremely hot for them. And the bottom of the table, Miami FC, 3-11-11, 20 points. That is good for last place in the conference, last place in the league as well. We have a full slate of action this evening in the USSF Second Division. Of course, Tampa is here in Rochester, but also at 7 p.m., Vancouver is at Baltimore. Portland is at Carolina. Montreal at Miami. They'll kick off at 7:30. Austin at Puerto Rico. That's the one we're going to watch. That's an 8:05 kickoff. And Minnesota for Tampa Bay. That's one they'll watch as well. They are at St. Louis for an 8:10 kickoff this evening. Now on Wednesday, the United Soccer Leagues announced the merger of their first and second divisions into a single league property for 2011. It's going to be called USL Pro. Team owners and league officials met in Tampa, Florida to lay the groundwork for the 2011 debut of USL Pro, which will be governed by team owners and present the highest level of competition in the U.S., Canada, and the Caribbean outside of Major League Soccer. USL Pro will be a national league featuring regional competition to build natural rivalries and reduce travel-related costs. So USL Pro is first and second divisions from the USL combining. That'll begin in 2011. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the international soccer scene. Wayne Rooney finds himself in a bit of hot water. Italy maybe without soccer for a weekend or two. That's coming up next on the Rochester Rhinos pregame show. And it's sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Hi, this is Ryan Hines, number 11 from your hometown Rochester Rhinos, and you're listening to Rhinos Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world style pizza. You can pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. 4th generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots, nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop into World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio, covering the top sports stories of the day and your direct line to the biggest names in sports.
Roger Goodell, Cal Ripken Jr., Mike Ditka, Bob Costas.
Two opinions.
Mike, they picked the right two teams. They do, and maybe they did, but there's a lot of debate that could be ended with a playoff.
One show.
Greeny, I'm sorry. The refs don't look at what we look at.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio and ESPNradio.com. You know us. We know sports. Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back. The Rochester Rhinos pregame show continues. It's the Rhinos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And just to set the scene for you, Rochester is 14-6-6. They've got 48 points there in second place overall. Tampa Bay, 6-9-10. 28 points, and they're in the 9th overall position, so they're fighting hard for a playoff spot. Rochester has secured a playoff position. Where they will be seated is yet to be determined, but the Rowdies fighting for their playoff lives. Both of these teams coming off a huge layoff. Tampa last played on August the 29th. That was a 2-2 tie against St. Louis. Steele and Diaz with the goals, and Rochester, August the 27th. A 2-day break, even longer than Tampa Bay. They lost 2-0 up in Montreal. 13,000 fans, and it was a crazy atmosphere up in Montreal. Ali Gerba scoring both goals. Neil Kitson was the goalie in that game. He's the starter again this evening for Bob Lilly and the Rochester Rhinos. Well, the USSF second division in the playoff stretch, and European soccer now getting underway. So it is soccer, soccer, soccer. 24/7. And over in England, Wayne Rooney and his wife, they finally broke their silence over his alleged infidelities on Friday. Tabloid newspapers reported last Sunday that Rooney had cheated repeatedly on his then-pregnant wife Colleen with a prostitute. That has led to daily front and back page stories about the Man United player. Rooney did not play today when Manchester United was at Everton. He played there in 2004. He left for Manchester United, and what a finish in that game. It was 3-3 final, Everton scoring goals in minutes number 91 and minutes number 93. So Wayne Rooney in a bit of hot water, and it's not the first time, Mr. Kerms.
Alleged.
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 Key word.
Alleged. I highly doubt that, actually. I mean, you know, he seems like the type of guy who's just he's not just all there. So I'm gonna go with the Tiger Woods scandal right there.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ben Roethlisberger. I think, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire, and this is not the first time Rooney has been in the alleged situation. So, and talk about sadness in Italy. Italy's Association of Football Players announced a strike on Friday for the weekend of September 25th and 26th due to a contract dispute. Now, it centers around a proposal by club presidents to limit players from refusing transfers, as Fabio Grosso recently did with Juventus following an offer from AC Milan. The strike was announced in a statement read by Milan defender Massimo Odo. It was signed by the captains and the union representatives of all 20 teams in the Serie A. Players also did this once before in March of 1996 due to several issues, including the Bosman ruling, which gave the players the right to switch clubs freely once their contracts were expired. And Mike, can you imagine the weekend of the 25th and 26th in Italy without soccer?
It's a sad day. It's a very, very sad day in Italy. So it's upsetting that things have to come to that point sometimes. But both sides, there's two sides of both of the story, and both sides think they're right. It's a tough situation, and I mean, we're facing the same thing with the NFL, come at the end of this year. So
you make a great point. They might do it, during the off season maybe, but the equivalent of that is like the NFL going on strike in 3 weekends.
Yeah, a lockout.
A lockout. Imagine that.
Yeah, if there's a lockout next year, then it'll be sad, and it's happened before in the NFL. So
let's move on. David Beckham preparing for his LA Galaxy comeback, and he has a vow from Fabio Capello that he will be considered for England if he is fit and in form. Beckham, of course, had the ruptured Achilles while he was on loan with AC Milan earlier this year. That made him miss the World Cup in 2010. And I don't know, Mike, what do you think about that?
Well, every single player is competitive. They always want to play at the highest level that they can. And I give props to Beckham to continuing to pursue what he wants to do. And he's a solid player. He'll definitely benefit England from that from wherever he is on the pitch. If he still can keep the fitness, if he can keep up with the younger and faster guys, then Capello's going to keep him, and Beckham's going to prove himself. He's going to try to prove himself, and he's not going to give up.
He's supposed to feature this evening on the bench, at least to start, against the Columbus Crew. Out of Portugal, Coach Carlos Queiroz has been sacked immediately. The move comes a week after the 57-year-old was suspended for 6 months for disrupting an anti-doping test. The former Man United boss was also criticized for Portugal's poor performance at the 2010 World Cup and the Euro 2012 qualifiers. Queiroz, a former boss at Real Madrid, and really going down in a bit of disgrace.
Well, you can't interrupt things that are going on. I mean, if the associations are checking for drugs, you can't interrupt it, because obviously he knows something that the association doesn't know, and he's trying to prevent something that is pretty much inevitable for some of the players if they are doping.
So Portugal looking for a new national team coach. Mike Kerms has the resume on file already. Good job. Right? Portugal? No?
No.
Okay. Right. And finally, the U.S. made its pitch for the World Cup. Now they have to wait. FIFA's World Cup inspectors had a 3-day, 5-city visit. They were in Houston on Thursday. They toured Reliant Stadium as they're looking for venues for the 2018 and 2022 tournaments. The 24-member Executive Committee of Soccer's governing body will vote on December the 2nd. Europe expected to be awarded 2018. It's going to be England, Russia, Spain, Portugal, and the Belgium, Netherlands competing. The U.S. is facing Australia, Japan, Qatar, and South Korea for 2022. The inspectors also visited New York, the White House, Miami, and Dallas before hitting Houston. World Cup 2018 or 2022, if that's the case where it's coming to the States, I'll buy my tickets right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever did that lottery, though. It's a tough situation. It'll be interesting how they're doing it 12 years from now. I mean, I'm thinking 2022 is their best shot, and it's going to be the United States or Australia in that case. And the United States might have their hands down on this one, because I think FIFA would like to spread a little bit across the world, and they haven't hit that oceanic region yet. So Australia may have a better shot if they have a better pitch than the United States.
All right, we'll keep you posted on any more news out of FIFA and the USA's hopes for the World Cup in 2018 or 2022. All right, that'll do it for the pregame show. Mike Kerms and I will take a short break. We'll get ready for kickoff as the Rochester Rhinos are taking on the Tampa Bay Rowdies here at Marina Auto Stadium. Thank you for listening to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. Always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishis. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world style pizza. You can pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. Fourth generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
Top-notch monogramming is
soccer, Lancers, U.S. national team, Pele, Pittsburgh United.
Top-notch monogramming is
reggae, Bob Marley, Grateful Dead, Giant Panda, Clash.
Top-notch monogramming is
embroidery, screen printing, heat transfers.
Top-notch monogramming is
Rochester, Pittsburgh, USA Wear.
TopNotchMonogramming.com, 248-2650. Top-notch monogramming, peace and love since 1992.
With ESPN.com, you can keep up with the sports you want, no matter where they happen. Whether that's Happy Valley or Death Valley, a pond filled with ducks or a swamp filled with gators. Whether it's a palace in Detroit or a pit in New Mexico. From back and forth on Tobacco Road to up and down Yorkie Way, and everywhere from the garden to the field house to the big house. With the best sports video, insights, highlights, and blogs, ESPN.com helps you keep up with everyone, everywhere.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.com. WROC Rochester.
Between matches, the Rochester Rhinos, winners of 6 of their last 7, return to action this evening when they kick off against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Rhinos soccer is next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Can't hear it.
This is the second and final meeting of the regular season between the Rochester Rhinos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. The Rhinos enter the match in second place with 48 points, while the Rowdies are just outside of the 8th and final playoff position. Hello, soccer fans, and welcome to Marina Auto Stadium for Rochester Rhinos soccer. I'm Joe Giuliano, joined by our color analyst, Mike Kerms, tonight for the Rhinos and the Rowdies. It's been a long break, about 15 days for the Rochester Rhinos, winners of 6 of their last 7. And we'll see if they can find that magical form that ran them to the top of the table for a short period here in 2010. And Mike, welcome back. And as we break down the Rochester Rhinos this evening, you wanted to start up top and look at the dangerous striker, Isaac Kissi.
Yeah, Isaac Kissi, he's got 5 goals this year, and he doesn't have a lot of time on the field, but in the time that he's produced for the Rhinos, and he's dangerous. With the Tampa Bay Rowdies' young defense, they've given up a lot of goals. Kissi's going to be a handful for the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight.
On July 22nd, these two teams played in Tampa. It was a 1-0 win with Kissi getting the game-winning goal. Now for the visitors, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they've got a player who's got magic in his left foot.
Oh yeah, Sanchez, he is magical. He played for the U17s and the U20 in Mexico, and he's just magical. If the Rhinos give up a free kick within 25 yards, if there's one or two, if there's a second free kick, you can almost guarantee that there's going to be a goal. And he's magical. He's going to spray the ball all over the pitch tonight. And the Rhinos are going to have a handful tonight with Sanchez.
Sanchez coming over from
here the officials for tonight's match. Our head referee is Nico Bratsis.
Stick around
the
first
assistant referees are James Brown,
Rhinos and the Rowdies on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. All right, Mike, I go to break.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots. The top-selling ESPN radio app on your iPhone is now available for your Android device. Get all your favorite ESPN radio shows and podcasts, live scores, and on-demand sports centers. Plus, get more than 15 live radio streams.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah. Now go get it. The ESPN radio app now for your Android device. Buy it now from the Android Marketplace.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishis. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop into World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
I love it because it's easy to use.
Why do you, Cupid? It's free to join and I get tons of matches. Cupid.com.
It's so much easier when I can meet people online first in my area.
Millions of people are joining Cupid.com to find their special someone. Why do you, Cupid?
I Cupid because I get to meet people I would never have the courage to go up to and meet in person. People that live close by.
Cupid.com.
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 Looking to meet someone? Looking to find love?
Cupid.com.
Why not rely on Cupid, the original matchmaker? Let him help you at Cupid.com.
I can meet new people at my own pace. People that live where I live.
I Cupid because it's my own personal screening process.
It's when I decide. And did I mention it's free to join?
Looking to meet someone?
It's great.
Why wouldn't you Cupid?
I Cupid to find Mr. Right, not Mr. Right Now.
It's easy to use.
I get to meet local people.
And it's Cupid.
Cupid.com.
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 Why not rely on Cupid, the original matchmaker? Why do you Cupid?
Hi, this is Darren Spicer, number 9 from your Rochester Rhinos, and you're listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome to Rochester Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Joe Giuliano, the national anthem taking place. Go, ready for Rochester Rhinos soccer. Tonight, the Rhinos take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Rochester is 14-6-6. The Rowdies are 6-9-10. It's been 15 days since the Rochester Rhinos have been in action. That was a 2-0 loss in Montreal. So they've won 6 of their last 7. They have been in excellent form, and they are led by Bob Lilly. Let's look at your starting lineups this evening. First for the Rochester Rhinos, it'll be Neil Kitson in goal. He has a 0.79 goals against average. The back 4, it'll be Roberts, Greenfield, Sanfilippo, and Pitch Cohen. In the midfield, Montegalvan, Rosenlund, Versailles, Hamilton, and Spicer. And up top, it'll be the leading goal scorer, Isaac Kissi. He has got 5 goals this year. For the visitors, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they are coached by the Scotsman, Paul Dalglish. And they're going to start with Lambo in goal. Josh Lambo's only played 3 games this year. He gets the nod this evening over Sattler, who was the goalkeeper who played in that game down in Tampa, who made that crucial mistake off the goal kick, leading to Rochester's only goal and Rochester's 3 points that night. So Lambo, 19 years old, gets the start in goal. In the back, it looks like it's going to be Valentin, Diaz, Morrow, and possibly Yates. The midfield, it'll be the New Zealand international Christie with Millian, Steele, Sanchez, Nyazamba, and King up top. Talk about a power-packed, loaded midfield. You've got a New Zealand international player. You've got Ricardo Sanchez, Jonathan Steele. That is a lot of talent as we bring in our color commentator, Mike Kerms, as the Rowdies make their first ever visit to Rochester, and a little photo going on as one of Billy Sedgwick's great charities taking center stage. Goals is the name of the charity, and they're being honored and celebrated here this evening at Marina Auto Stadium. Mike Kerms, welcome back for the Rhinos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know, Bill Sedgwick he's running a marathon tomorrow for Alyssa's Angels, and he's doing it for goals as well. And I mean, he's just always giving back to the community, trying to give back, and it's great to see all these little kids out there for goals. And Billy's running a marathon, and if anyone wants to donate, I believe it's Alyssa's Angels. You guys can find it, Google it, Alyssa's Angels, and you'll be able to find where you can donate to. But let's get back to the game here. I think what Dadlish is trying to do, he's trying to put the best 11 players he's got on the pitch at this point. The defense, they've been giving up 33 goals. They've given up 33 goals this season, and so maybe he's trying something different. They're in a bind here. They have to win in order to make the playoffs. They're ninth in the league, and they have to win here against the Rhinos.
Tampa is tied with Minnesota at 28 points, but the Minnesota Stars currently hold the advantage, the head-to-head advantage, where they've won 2 out of the 3 games. They'll play one more time on September the 24th. For the Rhinos, Mike, they're coming off a very emotional game up in Montreal. Ali River scored 2 goals. It stopped Rochester's 6-game winning streak, and it was an amazing, electric atmosphere up in Montreal. Now there's a lot of time off. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing for the Rhinos to have that long break when they've won so many games in a row?
You know, it's when you're streaking like that, sometimes you want to keep going, but if you get to a loss like that, this could be a great thing for the Rhinos. You know, they were on that streak. They lost the game. All right, let's decompress a little bit. Let's take a few days off, and let's come back and let's rejuvenate here and see what's gonna come out of it. And both teams have been on a little bit of a rest, so we're gonna see what team comes out of the rest a little bit stronger.
Tampa played on August the 29th, a 2-2 draw with St. Louis. The Rowdies will be wearing the yellow and green striped tops with the green shorts and the striped socks. And for the Rhinos, it's the black and white striped tops with the white shorts and the white socks. The Rhinos will be attacking the goal to our right. It's Rosenlund and Kissi to do the honors. Rochester again attacking the goal to our right. We are underway at Marina Auto Stadium. Kissi tries to come forward, immediately stripped there by Christie. Out of Jonathan Steele. Finds Naya Zamba in the middle of the park. And the Rowdies with possession on the far side. Julian Valentine with it. Over to the near side for Diaz. First touch for the 19-year-old sweeper, Josh Lambo. Plays it out to Julian Valentine. He is the team captain. Valentine, number 4. A 23-year-old, was the captain also of the U.S. under-20 national team. There's Diaz with it. Possession here. Christie, the New Zealand international, lays it off for Diaz, who goes with a long ball down the near sideline and out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos. Right at midfield, Frankie Sanfilippo to take it. Spicer checking back, receives it, lays it back to his team captain, Sanfilippo. Kissi, little flick into space. Rosenlund has it on the near side. Tries to step over, lays it back to Sanfilippo, looks up, drives a ball into the box. No one there but Jonathan Steele for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Steele has been a huge impact. 7 games played with Tampa, 1 goal and 3 assists. Is again, 24 years old. He's had a long career already, Mike.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. I mean, 2 years ago he was league MVP. He's only 24 years old. I was driving out here, and believe it or not, I was looking at some of the notes, and I just kept saying to myself, he's 24 years old. Actually, he may be 25 now. Who knows? But I start thinking, this guy was playing with the Rhinos 5-6 years ago. Was he going out to the bars when, I don't know. Some of the bars should start looking at their, what was going on there. So
he's a youngster. He's got a lot of talent.
He's got a long career ahead of him, and it's fantastic to see Johnny's still playing in the league, and he's still playing strong, and he's got a better attitude.
That's the thing. He needed to grow up in that area, and
exactly.
He did. Versailles plays a ball to the far side, intercepted, and taken away by Jonathan Steele. Here's Ricardo Sanchez. Sanchez and Steele came over from Vancouver. Sanchez, of course, played with Minnesota the last few seasons. Has the ball now. Plays it back to Diaz. Diaz, number 13, another 23-year-old from Cuba. Sanchez is actually down on the turf, holding his left shin. He's up and hobbling back into play. Nyazamba gets there first before Rosenlund. The Rowdies knocking it around in their own half. Here's Christie now spinning through the center circle. Here's Morrow. He's first touch here. He's on loan from San Jose, his first appearance of the year. King trying to get it back to him. Sanchez with a left-footed shot from 25 yards out. Doesn't trouble Neil Kitson. And while we have a break here in the 4th minute, we are scoreless. I'd like to pass along a special hello to the Rochester Rhinos owner, Rob Clark, who is home down in Utica, New York, enjoying tonight's game. On the webcast side of things, Rob, good luck tonight, and hopefully we'll get the 3 points for you. Kitson gets his goal kick high and up over midfield. Good job by Versailles. Gets in front of Nyazamba. And they're going to call a handball here, and quickly taken by Nyazamba. Down the far side. The Rowdies whiff on that one. Get a second chance to cross it in. No one there but Montegalvan for Rochester. And now it's played on the far side, looking for Hamilton. He's dragged down, and they're going to call a foul on Hamilton here, and I'm not sure if I agree with that one.
Well, Johnny got in there a little bit late, but Hamilton kind of, I guess he fell, and it was a little bit of a, Hamilton took him down, and Steele was stealing the ball. It could have gone either way there.
So a free kick coming up here for the Rowdies. 5th minute and scoreless. Sanchez, who can deliver a pinpoint ball, has this service from the far side, whipped into the box, through the 6 and into the arms of Neil Kitson, who's having a great season this year, 0.79 goals against average. He's given up 12 goals. Like Rochester's goalkeepers are number 1 and 2 in goals against, and 2 and 3 in goals against average. That's a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Rhinos giving up only 20 goals this season, they're number 2 in the league with goals against this year, and it has a lot to do with Kitson, Vallow, and plus the solid back four. Yes. I mean, there's really 5 guys that play back there, and they're solid game in and game out, and that's why they've given up the least amount of almost the least amount of goals in the league.
There's Hamilton on the far side, back to Versailles. Looking for Greenfield, tries to play it off of Steele, and finally gets through Jonathan Steele, comes forward down the far side. Greenfield still with it. Corner of the 18 for Rosenlund, spins on his right foot for Hamilton. Yates does a good job tracking back. Steals the ball there. Sanchez, good touch. Quickly out to the far side. The counterattack is on for the Rowdies. Steele, one-on-one with Greenfield, cuts it to the inside. Crosses into the box. Pitch Colin backpedaling, gets his head on it. And we'll see if this goes out for a throw-in, and that's what it is here. Deep in Rochester's half of the field.
Yeah, although the Rowdies are 9th place in the league versus the Rhinos at 3rd place in the league, the Rowdies have scored 33 goals this year, the same amount, 1 goal more than the Rhinos this year. And you can see, I mean, look at the guys on the pitch. You got Steele, Sanchez, Nyazamba. You got Morrow, his debut here. If the Rowdies pick up their defense next year, this is going to be a very, very strong team next year.
I think you nailed it on the head because they've scored 33, but they've also given up 33. And that's where they're going to have to get a little tougher on next year as Steele has it on the far side. Steele cutting it to inside around Hamilton, takes it with the left foot, and Kitson gets to it inside the 6 as Aaron King was trying to redirect it on the flick. But Kitson was there, rolls it out to Sanfilippo. Kissi checking back, receives it and turns. Down the near sideline for Spicer. And not what the Rhinos wanted to do there. Spicer never had a chance to get that one.
And you can see right there, that's where Tampa Bay falters there. Kissi checked back. Diaz does not follow. You've got 1 forward, and the 2 center backs, 2 of them just watch Kissi come through that midfield. So now he's between Nyazamba and the back 4, and that's where Tampa Bay may falter a lot.
Let's see how they hold up here tonight. They fell apart in the last game in Tampa, a stoppage time goal. Stepped in there is Valentin, intercepting the pass by Versailles. He clears it over the far sideline. We're in the 8th minute. Rochester and Tampa are scoreless. This is the 2nd and final meeting of the regular season. There's Ricardo Sanchez, takes the throw-in on his left foot back to Diaz. Now on the near side for Morrow. Again, he's on loan from San Jose. So Tampa not afraid to pull the trigger and bring in some reinforcements as they're making this big push. Christie goes long. Here's Steele outside the 18 to the top of the box for Yates. Plays it forward again. Sanchez, one-time left-footed volley blocked there by Pitch Cohen. Sanchez hobbling again as the Rhinos come away with it. Far side, Anthony Hamilton. Hamilton having a great year, 4 goals and 1 assist. Has kind of tailed off a little bit, but Hoxie has picked up the slack when Hamilton has tailed off.
And that's the great thing about this team right now is you've got, if one guy's starting to falter, Bob's got options. And he's given these guys all game time experience on the pitch so they all can step on. They're not nervous. They're ready to go. And they're all foaming at the mouth to get on the field at any point in the season.
This is a young Rochester team. A few veterans sprinkled in there. As Yates pokes it forward to Nyazamba. Here's Jonathan Steele. Overlapping on the far side now. The Rowdies going right at Greenfield. Spinning around is Millian. Back to Nyazamba. Now just changing the course to the near side. Morrow played his college soccer at Notre Dame. Comes back to Valentine. Nyazamba now for Steele. Hard touch there, but Nyazamba gets to the ball before Kissi. Tampa with some possession, middle of the park. Trying to break through this solid Rhinos defense. That's chipped into the middle of the park. Montegalvan heads it forward. Rosenlund spins away. Comes on the near side to the new father, Frankie Sanfilippo. It's Frankie Jr., I'm sure, cheering on Dad this evening. Troy Roberts gets his first touch. Roberts has been an Iron Man for the Rhinos. Has played every minute this year. Pitch Colin looking to receive it. Roberts goes back to Pitch Colin now. Crowd trying to get behind the Rhinos here. Long ball down the near side. Over Morrow onto the foot of Kissi. And Diaz will step in and knock it out of bounds. No, they'll say Kissi was the last one to touch it. And I think the youngster out of University of Dayton may have a bone to pick. But he's got to play the whistle and deal with the referee's decisions. Here's Pascal Millian to Nyazamba. Valentine, top of the box. Tampa, 11 minutes in and scoreless. Maybe a little better possession so far early on.
Yeah, they look solid, and like we said, I think he's putting the best 11 players on the pitch. You've got Millian, who's a 2-time All-American from University of Tampa. I was talking to Adrian Bush, who's the coach of the University of Tampa before the game, and Millian, he said, he's just so dangerous on that outside flank that there was no doubt in his mind that this kid would be playing pro. And you can see he's got Millian on the pitch, who's normally a midfielder, and I think that's what Douglas is trying to do, and you can see the possession that Tampa's keeping.
Dangerous ball back to Kitson as he quickly came off his line outside the 18 to clear it away. Rochester with a little unnecessary pressure for their goalkeeper as they'll try the near side with Spicer. Gets a poor first touch and gives Christie a chance to come in. Swipe it away. The Rowdies regroup defensively. Throw in for the team captain, Sanfilippo, right in front of the Rhinos bench inside the middle of the field. And that's a tough decision by Sanfilippo. Chance here for Steele to push it down the far side. Hamilton on his horse, tracking him down, slows him down. Forces Steele to go backwards to Nyazamba. And the pressure pays off for the Rhinos as they have possession. Montegalvan. Here's Sanfilippo now. 12 minutes in, we are at zeros. Great crowd here this evening for the second to last home game of the regular season. On Friday the 17th, Miami FC comes to town. Good combination play here. Rosenlund is down the near sideline. Tries to cut it back to his left and just can't keep possession. And this one goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Lambo, who's another player who's on loan from FC Dallas. And Mike Dalglish and Tampa Bay, led by Perry Vanderbeck, their GM, they're not afraid to bring players in and give them a shot. Lambo's 19 years old. He's owned by Dallas.
I mean, you see guys sitting on the bench in the MLS. Why not bring him in and give him some playing experience? And the MLS, I'm sure, welcomes that. Just, yeah, sure, if this guy's going to get some playing experience when we need him, we'll bring him back. And Morrow's one of those guys here today, and Lambeau, and it's great to see that these guys are getting playing experience. It's great that they're in the MLS, but if you're going to sit the bench, you're not going to get that experience.
And with the MLS reserve system going by the wayside, a lot of these players have trickled down into the second division.
I mean, look what Bob's done with this team this year. He's allowed every single guy to get playing experience, and now they're all ready to step on the pitch. If you've got a Morrow who's been sitting the bench all year, he's not going to be able to step on the pitch for San Jose.
What a good ball from Montegalvan onto the foot of Spicer. Cross into the box. Header by Rosenlund down into the turf. Just doesn't connect on it. As Lambeau able to scoop it up, and that was straight down into the turf right at the keeper's arms.
Some great vision by Montegalvan there to see Spicer going up that line. And what a great cross by Spicer.
Beautiful.
Rosenlund could have done a lot better with that. I'm sure he's going to sit at home and say, you know what, maybe I should have taken that one down with my chest. Maybe I could have gotten a little bit more power behind that.
Rosenlund knows how to find space in front of the goal. Spicer and Morrow get tangled up. Spicer gets a second bite at the apple and wins a corner kick. 14th minute. This is the first corner kick for the Rhinos. It'll come from the near side.
Great defense by Morrow there. The main objective as an outside back is when the midfielder's coming down, prevent that cross, and that's what Morrow did there twice against Spicer.
Good work there, and corner kick for Rosenlund in the 15th minute. As of now, Tampa credited with 3 shots. Here's Rosenlund's delivery. Outswinging service. Pitch Colin, they're going to call him for the foul on Valentin as he had his back to the goal and maybe a little dramatic with the the right-footed shot.
I think Pitch Colin was thinking
bicycle
as he was holding on to the waist of Diaz there. So
definitely had that in mind.
Well, I think he had Christie actually.
As the Tampa Bay coaching staff is bundled up here as Dalglish and Vanderbeck got the jackets on. It's a cool evening in Rochester.
No, you gotta love Tampa. I mean, Dalglish, he's got a Guess belt on. He's got nice jeans on, and then you've got Bob, who's got nice pleated pants on, good shoes, tie. You know, 2 different characteristics here of 2 different coaches.
Dalglish wearing his going out clothes as Steele steps in front of this one.
Yeah, Dalglish is ready to hit East Ave.
Valentin steps in front of that one. Nia Zamba has it now.
I'm sure he's hoping for a win here. Tampa Bay definitely needs a win. And both teams here need a win. The Rhinos want to be first in the league, and Tampa Bay just wants to make the playoffs.
Here's one of those dangerous overlapping runs from San Filippo. Gets the ball. Near side of the 18. Low hard cross. Valentin neatly, calm and cool, steps it away. Yates coming forward now. Spins it around towards the middle of the field. Goes outside for Steele. It's not going to get there. Greenfield anticipates, reads it well. Rosenlund. Versailles now. Back to Jonathan Greenfield. 16 minutes in. Spicer checking back. Now back into space down the flank, and it's going to get away from Greenfield into the arms of Lambeau. 3 games played this year. 5 goals against. He's got a 1.67 goals against average. As Tampa coming off a 2-2 tie with St. Louis on August the 29th. Diaz scored in the 90th minute to pick up the point. And Mike, you said it earlier. They're turning losses into ties. We'll see if it does turn into wins for the Rowdies. Good move here by Kissi. Gets away from Christie. Now forward for Rosenlund. Montegalvan. He's going to go forward. Goes sideways to Versailles. King now pressuring Roberts. Lays off here. Roberts time and looks up. Gathers the ball to pitch Colin.
Yeah, I mean, since the addition of Sanchez and Steele, this team's changed a little bit. You can see they're a very possession-oriented team. The first 5 minutes of the game, Tampa was dominating the game. The Rhinos have gotten a little bit better of the match right at this point, but Tampa's a much better team with Sanchez and Steele for sure.
I think Sanchez would have been a great addition to Rochester a couple of years ago. There was talks of trying to get him here from Minnesota. Not going to work as Diaz steps in front of the pitch Colin pass. Plays it to Christie, who played in the 2010 World Cup with New Zealand. Look for number Christie. He wears number 8. Millian gets tangled up in the ball. Hamilton says thank you very much. He'll come forward with it. to Greenfield. Now Rosenlund trying to turn forward for Kissi. And Diaz does just enough to stick the boot in there and clear it away for Tampa. Here's Sanchez. He's got Morrow on the near side. Taken away by Sanfilippo. As Mike said, Rochester now starting to put their stamp on this game. Montegalvan on the far side with a lot of time, a lot of space is Greenfield. Play it back to his young midfielder, Alfonso Montegalvan. That's a nice ball. Splitting a few players there, and Sanfilippo has it. Versailles is dumped by Sanchez, no call, and the Rowdies have the ball. Christie can't push it through. Montegalvan to Kissi. He's going to turn those Jets on. Just couldn't get away with the ball. And it ends up on the foot of Lambo. And not to criticize the keeper, but he doesn't look like he's the tallest or the most fit of goalies. He's kind of short and stocky.
Yeah, he also, I mean, even on that last play, Joe, the ball was kicked up in the air and it was trying to be a clearance, and he didn't know if he should grab it or kick it. And the ref, 99.9% of the time, is going to let that go.
So no intent to play it back to him.
Yeah, you could see right away you could see the inexperience, but he needs game time. He's only got 3 games in the professional leagues here. He's a U17, U20 national team keeper, so we know that he's a good keeper. He just needs game experience at this level.
He's getting his 4th look of the season. By the way, the officials this evening, the man in the middle is Nico Bratsis, James Bell, and Jeff Gontarek on the sidelines. Bill Engel is the 4th official. Julian Valentin with it. Former draft pick of the LA Galaxy. Now the team captain of the Rowdies. Plays it forward to Nyazamba. Threads the needle to Sanchez. Spins around. Gets it to his former Vancouver. Good leave there by his former teammate Steele. Into the box for King, who was nudged off the ball just enough by Sanfilippo. Unable to redirect it towards the frame.
Great build up there, and it's Sanchez, dummy by Steele.
Beautiful.
Million overlapping. He's the one who I said was dangerous from University of Tampa. What a great cross and a great crashing run by a guy who's got 9 goals in this league, King. And Sanfilippo, he was a little bit beat there, but you know what? Held on to him. You're not going to get called in the 18 on that sometimes. You're not. And I think Sanfilippo made a good decision.
King with 9 goals this year, as Mike said, missed the last 2 games with a hamstring injury, but he is back and running the top line. Pitch Colin. Versailles checks back for it. They change it over to the far side. Millian is one-on-one with Hamilton. Hamilton spinning. Now Steele comes in for the double team and knocks it out of bounds. Going here for Greenfield and the Rhinos. 21st minute. We are 0-0. Marina Auto Stadium. Rhinos going to end up their last 2 home games with the boys from Florida. Miami comes to town next Friday evening. Greenfield takes a look up on the far side, corner of the 18. Right-footed chip into the box. Lambo picks that one up and quickly rolls it out to Sanchez, and that's a dangerous giveaway. Crafty little back heel, finds nothing but trouble. Kissi has it now. Kissi and Diaz fighting for it, and Kissi called for the foul on Yendry Diaz.
That back heels, that's one of those things that I tell my kids. Stop the back heels, But Sanchez is the guy that can do it.
Yeah, but that area.
Yeah, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Sanchez.
I agree.
I don't want any of the kids I coach to ever do that back heel. Ever, on any part of the field.
Erase that from your memory.
It's always a risky play.
Christie checking back for it. Gets it out to the far side. Nyazamba back to Julian Valentin.
You've got this kid Valentin, 23 years old and captain of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I mean, that's pretty impressive. He's got the most minutes on this team this year, and it's got to say a lot for this kid. 23 years old, captain. He's got to be a heck of a team guy.
Also a captain, as we mentioned earlier, with the U.S. under-20s. That's a good move by Nyazamba to avoid the pressure. Steal the no-look pass to Morrow. Now Yates, 35 yards out, middle of the field. To Millian, way over on the far side. Sanchez taking the space where Steele just was. Still dribbling with it, still looking up, trying to make something happen. Steele tries to leave again, but this time King can't get on it. That's one thing about Sanchez. just waiting, looking to make that difficult pass, that one game-changing play. He's got that knack that a lot of players would love to have.
And he's playing the same position as Rosenlund on the field, so you can see that he's all over the pitch. He goes from the left side to the right side. Both teams playing that 4-5-1 with King up top for the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Kissi up top for the Rhinos. It's always a chess match.
Hamilton almost got in, but Valentine came over as the central defender, knocked it out of play, throwing for Rochester. Far side of the field, deep in Tampa territory. Rosenlund. Tough one for Hamilton to deal with as Roberts chops it forward for Montegalvan, heads it on the near side. Cross by Sanfilippo. Rosenlund, Millian battling far side of the 18. Rosenlund gets the deflection back on his foot. Chips it into the box for Kissi, corner of the 6. Got his back to the goal and cleared away there by Diaz. And out of bounds on the far sideline. 24th minute, Rochester, Tampa are scoreless. Good ball from Greenfield. Finds Rosenlund, does a nice job to move off the ball and receive the pass. Low cross to Hamilton. Takes the turn. In the box still, Hamilton has it. Right-footed cross block. Chipped in again and just wide of the far post as Lambo was helpless there, and they'll say it was deflected by the Rowdies, and they're calling for a corner kick here on the near side.
Definitely a good try by Hamilton. Why not give it a go? I mean, great stuff by Kissi. Spicer with a good little dink here. And all of a sudden Hamilton sees it. It's Valentin. Why not give it a go with the outside of your left foot? Possibly hits the outside of the far corner.
Corner kick number 2 for the Rhinos from the near side again. Rosenlund to take it. There's a good look for those of you watching on TV and the internet of the last chance by Anthony Hamilton. Rosenlund, 1 goal, 3 assists this year. Would love to make it 4. Headed away by Diaz. Out of the 18 and to the near sideline. Sanchez does a good job to work and keep it in bounds. Puts it deep in Rochester's half of the field. Carlos Sanchez, 28 years old. Long ball by Kitson. Taken off the right foot of Valentine. Now Naya Zamba. And Sanchez knows he can do better than that. He's played 7 games with Tampa, Mike. 4 goals, 1 assist. A bad mark for the Mexican.
Absolutely. And then you've got Steele, 1 goal, 3 assists. So between the two of them, they both come from Vancouver. 5 goals, 4 assists, and they've got 5 ties. They're 1, 2, and 5 in the last 8 games. They've got 5 ties instead of 5 losses, and I think it's a big part because of Steele and Sanchez. These guys are going to make the playoffs. They have a much better schedule. They've got a game in hand than Minnesota, and I think they're a better team than Minnesota.
Help see Minnesota one more time. It'll be in Tampa on the 24th, and Mike, you played in this league, and 2 very talented and maybe at times a bit of an ego, Sanchez and Steele. Is there enough soccer balls to keep these guys happy on one team?
Well, you've got Christie out there as
Another
well.
one, yeah.
A guy who you could see he wants the ball all the time. He played in the 2010 World Cup.
Got a chance here, 2-on-1. Hamilton with Kissi. Still 1-on-1 now, top of the box. Hamilton tries to dribble around Diaz. Referee calls nothing, will play on. As he was probably going to try and play it to Kissi, but he may have been offsides. And that forced Hamilton to not serve the ball forward into that space.
Yeah, very good defense by the Cuban national there. I mean, just another national team player knowing what to do. Basically what he's doing is he's preventing the pass to Kissi and making Hamilton make a decision and allowing Hamilton to see the goal and then just slowly closing him down, leaving him with no choice.
27th minute, a great opportunity for the Rhinos. Millian crosses into the box over the head of Yates. And Neil Kitson out of St. John's University rolls it out to Sanfilippo.
So
Rosenlund has it middle of the field. There's a look at the replay on the TV side of things here.
Yeah, you see Diaz. He just cut that angle down for Hamilton and just slowly closed him down and let Hamilton make a decision, and then Diaz just stuck him right there.
Diaz never panicked. That's very good defending.
Look at that. I mean, just great defending by Diaz. He actually opened himself up for that 1 second, and Hamilton was wrong-footed. At that moment, that one moment was the chance that Hamilton had. But maybe Hamilton looked up, and Kissi could have been offsides there as well.
Yeah, I think he was just a step or two behind the defense. And Hamilton had to rearrange his thinking and what he was going to do, and that was just enough for Diaz to step in and crush the Rhinos 2-on-1.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit with the inexperience with Kissi. I mean, he's 22 years old. He's got to flatten that run out. He's just going straight. He's on the railroad track at that one point.
That's what we call it.
All he wants is that ball, and if he just runs a little bit flat and actually opens up to the right side of the field a little bit more, Hamilton could have slipped it behind Diaz or could have slipped it a little bit over him.
I think that's one of the toughest things in soccer to teach, especially young forwards, to get off the train tracks.
Flatten your run. You got to flatten your runs, and it is a tough thing to touch and to teach, and that's why there aren't a lot of great forwards in the United States.
Very tough to find and develop. As we are in the 29th minute, Rochester had a golden opportunity, a 2-on-1 chance. Diaz was up to the challenge, so we are still scoreless.
I mean, you look at the U.S. men's national team. Our best forward this year was Josie Altidore. Is he the best forward? Is he even close to one of the best forwards in the world? No. And we don't have, the United States does not have that. And it's the toughest thing to teach. He's a great, solid forward, can make flat runs, can check back, can do the entire package. And Brian McBride's probably the one guy who I've seen who could possibly do it all. He's one of the best. He's probably the best forward the United States has ever produced.
Yeah, that was a nice piece on him on FoxSoccer.com. He pretty much set the standard for the American players. There's Naya Zamba. Tries to get Tampa into their Rhinos half of the field. They do with Millian. Back to Naya Zamba. Now Christie. Kind of holding back here. Now coming forward, middle of the field, 30 yards out. Into space. Yates unable to get on the end of that one as it was deflected into his path. It had too much pace on it. Kitson rolls it out to Greenfield. Back now to Troy Roberts. Troy played with Cleveland last year, the Cleveland City Stars, in what was a very difficult season, to say the least. Versailles. Good ball forward into space for Hamilton. And Millian just sticks the right boot in there. 30th minute, knocks it out of bounds. Corner kick number 3 for the Rhinos. This time they'll try the other side. There's Mike Kerms wearing the silly bands this evening as they were handed out to the first 1,500 fans. And I told Mike he's a little bit old for that, but still insisting on wearing them.
I stole 4 packs, and I've got them all on my wrist right now.
All right, Rosenlund with the corner kick from the far side. Swerving ball flicked into space there at the 6th and headed away by Christie. Montegalvan chips it forward into the box. Hamilton with the header. It's going into the net. It's just wide of the far post as Lambo again unsure of what to do there. Hamilton, another good opportunity in the 31st minute. Rochester unlucky not to be on the board.
Yeah, Frankie and Sanchez, they challenge each other. Right before this play with Mato Gavan knocking him into the box, Frankie and Sanchez, they went for a 50-50 head. You never know what's going to happen there, and Frankie kept the ball alive. Mato Gavan just got his little pinky on it and got it to Hamilton, and unlucky by Hamilton. He had the net there, and but there's nothing else he could have done. I mean, the ball was bouncing high. And Lambo was caught in no man's land as well.
He would look very shaky in that last stretch of play. As Morrow picks up a throw in here on the near side, so the chances starting to come here for the Rhinos. Hopefully they can make the most of them. Diaz looks up, now goes back to Lambo.
Kissi did a pretty good job there. Did you see what Kissi just did? He kind of cut himself into the middle of the field to try to prevent the pass from going to the other side of the field. You want to keep the ball on the left side of the pitch, well, the Rhinos' right side of the pitch, in order not to let them out on the far side. Kissi did a good job, and then he just kind of got a little bit lazy. He's got to continue to really cheat and not let that ball go across him. Being a lone forward, it's a tough thing to do.
It's a lot of real estate to cover. But when you're 22 years old, the legs are there for you. Spicer, heavy touch. Yates takes it away. Naya Zamba with it to Millian. Feels the pressure of Hamilton, so a little back heel pass to Christie. Crosses midfield. King is checking back. Back outside to Millian. Possession for Tampa here. Zamba. He plays it behind Morrow here on the near side. Intercepted by Montegalvan. Spicer off his thigh turns. Chips it forward for Kissi. And Diaz is going to win the race, but let this one roll out of bounds. 33rd minute. And the Rhinos with Tampa are scoreless. Don't forget, Rochester is back home on Friday the 17th. It's awards night as Miami FC comes to town. Be sure to get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or call 454-KICK for Rhinos tickets. Kitson whips it out to the far side for Greenfield.
Two things the Rhinos are doing great right now. They're not allowing King to get the ball, and they're not allowing Sanchez to get the ball. And those are the two players that we were watching out for. The one that I picked was Sanchez. The one you picked was King. And those are the two guys not seeing the ball right
good
now.
Ball from Rosenlund. Kissi, right-footed shot! Can't pick the corner out, and Lambeau takes it right in the midsection.
Great build up there. Pitch Colin's the guy. He wins the ball, and Kitson delivers that, distributes that ball right away for that counterattack. And Tampa Bay is a little bit flat there.
Another chance now for Rosenlund on the near side, just outside the 18. Takes a look up, crosses it in, and it's off the chest of Christie. And now forward to Morrow. There's King. Christie, a little too fancy there. Montegalvan, thank you very much. I'll take it away. Spicer can't possess that one as he's having a tough go here on the near side. Throw in, or what they call it here, Mike, offsides? Did the ball even go out?
Yeah, it went out.
Oh, it did go out, so quickly
throwing.
taken.
Yeah.
As I missed the Tampa throw-in, I was looking down at my notes. Ones I spend so much time with, and Mike Kerms never even looks at.
I don't need those.
Oh, wow, must be nice. Off of Tampa, and Steele doesn't like the call. So the Rhinos will pick up a throw-in on the far side. We're in the 35th minute. If you're just tuning in, it's 0-0. The Rhinos have had a couple of good chances. Unable to rip the netting just yet. This pitch, Colin has it now. In his own half of the field. Takes a touch with the right foot, spins around. Now Montegalvan with it. King, Sanchez come to pressure him. There's Roberts. To Greenfield. Patient and methodical here as Rosenlund's bumped off the ball by the referee, Nico Brazis. And Tampa has a chance to come forward. Here's Morrow, his first appearance of the season, to King. King fighting with Sanfilippo, takes him down, and should be a goal kick for the Rhinos, and it is. King looking to get in there. Aaron King has been around this league. 2009, he played with Miami. In 07 and 08, he was with the Charleston Battery. He scored 10 goals in 62 games played.
And you can see that he's getting better. 9 goals in 23 games played.
Kitson with the goal kick. Got good distance on these boots, and one nicely there by Diaz. Sanfilippo just putting the pressure back in Tampa's half of the field, and Kissi ends up on this one. Morrow on Kissi. Sanfilippo's overlapping. Kissi still with it. Can't thread the needle there to Sanfilippo, so plays it back in the middle for Montegalvan. Chested down by Christie, and the Rowdies will come away with it. Steele, nicely defended by Jonathan Greenfield. On the far side, back to Valentin. There's Nyazamba with it. Stanley Nyazamba, 27 years old, from Zimbabwe. Spent last year with the Columbus Crew in Major League Soccer. Has the ball now to Diaz. Back to Nyazamba, constantly moving off the ball, looking to receive it in space. As this long ball played by Morrow. King is going to pressure pitch Cole on the far side. He'll push him down. No call by Nico Brazis, and now there's a handball. But in Aaron Pitch Colin's defense, the first push was the one he's upset about, and I agree with the big Rhinos defender.
Well, he could. The ref saw that as just a slip, and it's unlucky by Pitch Cole, and I was surprised as well. I mean, it was clear that King had both hands on his back, and Pitch Cole was just trying to shield the ball out of bounds. It wasn't like Pitch Cole was obstructing the way there, and unlucky for Pitch Cole.
So this basically amounts to a corner kick for the Rowdies.
And one of the rules that Bob told these guys was do not give free kicks away within 30 yards. And Sanchez is on top of this ball again.
Spicer fronting the ball. Corner kick free kick from the near side. Top of the 18. Nyazamba just took too long to pull the trigger, and the Rhinos have a chance to counter with Spicer. Crossing midfield. Sanchez chasing him down. Trying to get it into space for Kissi, but Morrow steps in, takes it away for the Rowdies. Nyazamba has been very calm and cool with the ball. Good touch forward. Now it's Morrow coming at the Rhinos defense. Left-footed cross. Steele. Top of the box for Yates. Left-footed shot. Blocked there by Pitch Cullen. May have given Kitson trouble if it was on frame. But as Mike talked about, the back four in front of Vallow or Kitson have been absolutely solid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was an opportunity. You've got a guy like Nyazamba who tries to control that ball from Sanchez and try to, instead of one-timing that was an opportunity for Tampa. And right there, again, Yates. Johnny Steele plays a great ball to Yates, and Yates tries to bring the ball down rather than, you got to put a ball on frame in order to score a goal. And these guys are not doing that right now.
As King ran away from the ball, Pitch Cole and stepped into it. There's Sanfilippo with some space to come up and take a look and see what's going on. Tries a right-footed cross. It gets over Millian. Inside the box, taking down Anthony Hamilton. And Nico Brazis doesn't hesitate at all. Right to the spot. Penalty kick for the Rhinos in the 40th minute. Now we'll see who gets the nod to take this one.
Yeah, great play by Hamilton here. Flicks it over Millian, a young guy, inexperienced, and he goes for the ball from behind. And you know what? He may not have tagged him, but from the ref's angle, you don't know what happened. And you can see right here.
But look at Millian's positioning. He kind of hesitates, tries to get back, and he's dead right there.
Well, what happened was he tried to bite. He tried to win the ball.
He tried to bite.
And he goes around, and he just tags him just a little bit. And it's enough. And Hamilton does a great job. You don't know if Hamilton actually got hit, but you know what? You're a forward. He's a natural forward. He's in the 18-yard box. You flop.
All right, Greenfield to take this one. He's got one assist this year. Lambo's on his line. The box is cleared. Greenfield steps in. Slow. Steps in and he scores! Goal, Rochester! 41st minute, calm and cool. Greenfield finds the back of the net. The Rhinos finally have scored to take a 1-0 lead.
You've got an experienced player at the PK spot, and you must have that much confidence in this guy. He's a left back for this team, and he must be the guy that wins the penalty kicks in the practices, because just calm, cool, collected, waits for the young keeper to go to one side, and then he chooses the other side. He's one of those guys who just doesn't pick a spot. He's the guy who waits for the keeper to commit to one side or the other.
It was like he took forever to run up to the ball and hit it. Like he said, he just waited for the keeper to commit. Calm and cool, slots it home.
Run, he just walked.
Yeah, not even run, you're right.
He walked. There's only one other guy I knew that was very, very good at that, and that was Tommy Tanner. He would just walk up to that ball, and he'd look at the goalie the whole time. That goalie would commit, boom, Tommy hits it to the other side. You don't have to put it into the bottom left. You don't have to put it into the side netting if you're that good at it.
True.
Tommy Tanner, and now I'm going to put Greenfield on that list with Tommy Tanner.
The Rhinos I forgot who it was a few weeks ago, had a PK. Were you with on the broadcast when they missed the PK? Was it Spicer who maybe? I can't remember who missed it. That's why I was curious to see who was going to get the nod, and Greenfield.
Check your notes, Joe.
Made the most of it. I'll go through my notes in a second. We'll have the answer for you. Here's Hamilton with Millian fighting again on the far side. Versailles, top of the 18, right-footed shot gets away and off the mark. 43rd minute. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead. PK by Greenfield.
You know, it's funny, when we were about 12 minutes into the game, you said Tampa Bay's been awarded 3 shots. We're now in the 42nd minute, and Tampa Bay still has 3 shots. They've had opportunities. They've had counterattacks, but they're just not putting the ball on frames.
This one bounces over the head of Yates and into the Tampa bench where Perry Vanderbeek, and when we were down in Tampa in July, had a great conversation with Rodney Marsh, and he had some great words for Perry Vanderbeek, a young American who broke into the North American Soccer League. Now he's in an administrative role here with the Rowdies. Morrow, tight space to work with here. Loses it to Versailles, and he'll win the foul. 44th minute. Bratsis, the referee, doesn't like the extra touch by Montegalvan.
And there you go. There's the inexperience with a left back trying to dribble out of the back. And, you know, luckily he got a call on him, but that ball, he would have lost that. That ball was stolen from him. And he, as an outside back, you cannot be dribbling out of the back, particularly into traffic.
There's Christie. Nyazamba. Pushing it forward. Nyazamba nicely intercepted by Versailles, but they just step back and they give the Rowdies a chance to regroup. Sanfilippo steps in, boots it up to Kissi. Foot race now with the ball, Kissi and Diaz. Diaz loses the battle here, Kissi. And Diaz comes in, it should be off of him. Let's see, yep, corner kick for the Rhinos.
You know, you go straight across that back four. You've got Diaz, Morrow, Valentin, and Millian. 23, 23, 23, 24. I mean, that is an experience, and it's unfortunate for Tampa because they are, you could see in the midfield, but the midfield's not getting the ball. Nyazamba is all over the shop. Sanchez is all over the shop. Steele is all over the shop, but they're not getting the ball. King hasn't touched the ball maybe 3 times this half, and he's your leading scorer.
And you talk about the ages. Rochester's back line, 26, 30, 28, 27. Rosenlund, corner kick, near side. Top of the 6, right-footed shot, and a goal! Isaac Kissi takes it off the hop, right-footed volley. 45th minute, the Rhinos have a 2-0 lead.
What a great cross by Rosenlund, but Pitch Cole is the guy who takes his defender out of the center of the park, and he shields the ball across right there. He shields the ball across right there. Kissi wide open, and Valentin is the guy marking Kissi and leaves him loose. Once that ball bounces in the 18, which Tampa Bay cannot let happen, then it's free game, and Kissi is the guy who puts the ball in the back of the net.
You made a great point. Bouncing in the box, criminal, major sin there, and the Rowdies are made to pay. Kissi, that's his 6th goal of the year. Rosenlund should get the assist. I'm not sure if anyone else touched it. That's his 4th assist on the season. 1 minute of stoppage time called for, and the Rhinos 2-0 lead.
I mean, all Pitch Colin does is he shields his guy, which is a typical play. There's no foul there. He just shields his guy, and then Versailles, luckily for the Rhinos, Versailles missed the ball, and then Kissi's just there wide open. Good finish, though. I mean, the ball's bouncing.
It's a tough one to hit.
A little bit of a side volley, keeps it down, hits it down, and you know what? Anything's going to happen, and Lambeau just wasn't expecting it. It just came across too fast for him.
Could be the last rush here for the Rowdies. Cleared away by Sanfilippo. Yates with a throw-in. 1 minute of stoppage time called for. The Rhinos in the last 5 minutes have scored 2 goals. Christie. Top of the 18. King. His shot is blocked. Sanchez gets the rebound. And his left-footed offering is up and over the bar. This should just about do it for half number 1. Goal kick here for Kitson, and Nico Bratsis checking the watch. Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over Tampa. Gets the goal kick off the head now of Christie to Steele. Greenfield slowing down Aaron King. Nice pass by Steele. Expect the unexpected with Jonathan Steele. As Nico Bratsis blows the whistle. And half number 1 is in the books. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and the Rowdies, Millien and some of the other players are still at the official about the PK call. And even Dalglish making his way, I'm sure, to have a word with the man in the middle.
Well, I mean, it changes the match. I mean, when that happens, you know, if it's a 50-50 call, it changes the entire match when there's a penalty kick. And you know, it's a 0-0 match, and then before you know it, it's 2-0. Last 5 minutes of the half, though, 2 goals.
Yeah, Mike, what is that going to do to the morale of the Rowdies? You know, 5 minutes into the half, or 5 minutes left in the half, and it's 2-0. You give up those 2 late goals, and Rochester's got all the momentum. The Rowdies.
Yeah, I mean, it kills you. It really hurts. I mean, you have to go to the locker room, and you have to regroup, and they have to go in there and say, we got to get out of here with at least a tie. And they've done it before. Down 2 goals, they've gotten those ties. So don't doubt the Rowdies and the Rhinos. We know historically in this year they've come out flat in the second half, and it's happened not every game, but a lot of games this year. The Rhinos come out flat, and they're going in with a lot of confidence. Come out maybe overconfident.
I would be absolutely stunned if Bob Lilly does not mention that second half sluggish start. All right, let's go down to the field, and we've got our goal scorer in the 41st minute off the PK, Jonathan Greenfield, joining us. Jonathan, welcome to the halftime show. Appreciate your time, and a 2-0 lead, and really those 2 goals coming at a devastating time for the Rowdies, but a great time for the Rhinos as you guys head into the locker room with a ton of momentum.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the PK by Hemi, I thought he did well to get it for us. And then we kept on going with our momentum, and another quick goal and a corner kick, good delivery, dangerous in the box, and a good finish by Kissi. So, 2-0 going to halftime is pretty good, but the game's not over. Still another 45 minutes to go.
Hey, John, tell us about that PK. I mean, very calm, cool, collected. I mean, waiting for the keeper to make a move, and then you just push it to the opposite side. I mean, you're not the type of guy that just picks your point. You waited for him to make that move.
Yeah, I mean, that's once again coming from a kind of a midfielder situation, pretty composed. I just try to go slow as possible because at the same time the keeper's trying to pick his spot where he thinks I'm going, and I'm doing the same thing, and I'm trying to watch his body language. His body went to the left, and as soon as I saw that, I knew opportunity to go to his right, so I just picked my spot.
Yeah, John, that was a beautiful penalty kick. Hey, let's talk about the midfield for Tampa Bay. They're loaded. I mean, they've got some great guys. What did Bob tell you guys before the game with Steele, Sanchez, Christie, Nyazamba? I mean, what's the theory on what you guys are coming out with today?
Well, he said, he picked it up when he saw the sheet. He said definitely they're going to be playing a 3-5-2 or even a 3-6-1, and that's pretty much it. They're loading up their midfield with really good midfielders. We just had to clog it up. So I think we've done a good job in the first half, and we'll try and keep doing that in the second half and keep this clean sheet. And
Johnny, talk about keep doing it in the second half. Mike and I were talking before he got on headset. There's been at times the second half starts have been a bit sluggish. How's Bob and how's the team going to address that?
Well, I'm sure Bob at halftime is going to get on us for certain things. I think they had some opportunities early in the beginning of the game. And you'll keep us going, saying that, this game's not over. It's only up by 2. It's a dangerous scoreline. 2-0 is always dangerous. We've got to get the third to really solidify this game.
And one last question. A long break, August the 27th in Montreal. How's it feel to get back onto the pitch in live game action?
Yeah, I was pretty excited today. I thought it felt like a kind of a home opener in some ways for me. Such a long break, and it's very unusual. So I was very happy with it, and I'm just excited to be out here, and lucky enough Bob gave me the chance to get the PK and get a goal for the season.
All right, John, thanks for your time. Great stuff.
Great to see you. Great goal, man. Beautiful.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck in the second half. That's Jonathan Greenfield. His first goal of the year off the PK. He's got an assist to go along with that as well. All right, we'll take a short break. We'll come back with more on the halftime show. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
If you're talking about it, we're talking about it.
When the Lakers had to choose between Kobe and Shaq, everybody railed on the Lakers because they chose Kobe. But anybody inside the organization knew the truth. Kobe was driven, focused, ambitious. Shaq was none of those. Shaq had his titles. He wanted to be a movie star.
This is a championship that is about history. This is about Phil Jackson saying he's going to smoke a cigar now in honor of Red Auerbach. Right. And this is about Kobe Bryant getting the monkey off his back.
ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos halftime show. I am Joe Giuliano, the voice of the Rochester Rhinos. For tonight, Rochester came into the game 26 games played. They've got 4 games remaining, well, 3.5 now, with the 2-0 lead over Tampa at the half. Miami FC will come to town on the 17th, September the 17th. Miami FC comes to town. It's also awards night. Be a part of the action. Call Ticketmaster or visit Ticketmaster.com. Call 454-KICK for more information. The Rhinos and Miami FC on the 17th. Then about a week later, September the 25th, the Rhinos, their second to last game of the season, they will travel down to Lockhart Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to take on the Blues. And then October the 2nd, the last game of the 2010 regular season, Rochester at AC St. Louis for the first time. So looking at your standings now in the USSF second division, Vancouver in the NSL Conference leads that group with 41 points. Carolina behind them with 37. In the USL Conference, Austin tops the conference and the league with 49 points. Rochester just behind them with 48 points. But here is the kicker. Here's the catch. Austin has played 2 less games than the Rochester Rhinos. But if you check out the Aztecs' upcoming schedule, it is a lot of away games, and it's at a very difficult Carolina, a difficult Montreal. And tonight, they are just kicking off at Puerto Rico. 8:05 kickoff. Austin is at Puerto Rico. In addition to Tampa Bay at Rochester, Vancouver is at Baltimore. Portland is at Carolina. Montreal is at Miami. And Minnesota is at St. Louis this evening. That is a look at the schedule in the USSF second division. We'll take a short break. Stick around. When we come back, we'll look at the official scoring and stats from half number 1, the Rhinos with a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rowdies on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Hi, this is Jonathan Greenfield, number 28 from your Rochester Rhinos, and you are listening to Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. Always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishis. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio, covering the top sports stories of the day and your direct line to the biggest names in sports.
Roger Goodell, Cal Ripken Jr., Mike Ditka, Bob Costas.
Two opinions.
Mike, they picked the right two teams. They do, and maybe they did, but there's a lot of debate that could be ended with a playoff.
One show.
Greeny, I'm sorry. The refs don't look at what we look at.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio and ESPNradio.com. You know us. We know sports.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world style pizza. You can pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. Fourth generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos halftime show. I'm Joe Giuliano. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We're about 5 minutes away from the second half kickoff. And recapping what happened in the first half, all the action really, well, all the goal scoring in the last 5 minutes of the half. Minute number 41, Anthony Hamilton was taken down in the box. PK call. Jonathan Greenfield, nice and cool, steps in, slots it home. It was 1-0 after 41 minutes. That was Greenfield's first goal of the year. In minute number 45, Isaac Kissi got his 6th goal of the year off a corner kick from Tyler Rosenlund. And Kissi struck the ball off the hop, right-footed volley, nicely taken by the 22-year-old who had a deep knee bruise. He finally overcame that. Now he's got 6 goals this year to go along with 2 assists. So it is 2-0 at the half. Your official stats, at one time it was 3-1 for the Rowdies, but now after 45 minutes of play, shots in favor of the home team, and they did take over the tempo of the game. They have 8. Tampa Bay has 4. Saves, 2 for Kitson, and 3 for Lambo, who's looked a little uncertain at times. No corner kicks for the Rowdies, 4 for the Rhinos, 6 fouls for the home team, and 2 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So again, your score is 2-0. We'll see how Rochester comes out in half number 2, as Mike and I were talking about. They've got a bit of a history at times to come off the locker room with a bit of a sluggish start. And Mike, your thoughts on half number 1?
Yeah, great half for the Rhinos. I mean, up 2-0. You can't ask for more than that. But Tampa Bay, they're such a great counterattack team. They're going to be dangerous, and as long as the defense can get the ball to the midfielders and let the midfielders do their thing, it's gonna. The Rhinos still have their work cut out for them. You can't go in 2-0. I mean, once you get there, once you get a goal scored against you, now you're 2-1. Now the game changes.
So it is 2-0, and as Mike mentioned and Jonathan Greenfield mentioned, a very dangerous lead in soccer. All right, we'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll be ready for a second half kickoff. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rowdies here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology in computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future, turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Thinking about renovating your current home? Why fix it when you can build a brand new one with Faber Homes? Think Faber first and get everything you want without compromise in as little as 3 months. You'll see a much bigger return on your investment, complete with a 10-year warranty. Visit Faber Homes Models at Berkshire Park in Henrietta, where we're open 7 days a week. Opening soon is Regency Park in Greece, where we'll offer both one-story patio homes as well as two-story residences. Call Bill at 359-4800 or visit faberhomes.com for more information.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world style pizza. You can pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. Fourth generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And we are back at Marina Auto Stadium where the Rhinos have a 2-0 lead. Both teams making their way back onto the pitch. Rochester, Greenfield, and Kissi, the goal scorers, as these two teams played once before at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida. And a 90th minute goal by Isaac Kissi gave Rochester the 1-0 lead. Mike looking over the Rowdies lineup to see if there's any changes. To start half number 2, flying solo here for a minute as Mike doing his job. A little performance taking place at midfield. The flags flying at half-mast. And folks, today is September the 11th, and we should take some time to send our best wishes, our condolences, our prayers to the families who lost loved ones in that terrible incident on September the 11th. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing I have to say is God bless the USA.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows exactly where they were on that day. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, I was actually I was playing for the Rhinos, and I was driving to work. I was working for a company called Manchester Technologies. As you know, I always played and had a side job. And
one thing's never enough for you.
No, you continually look forward in life, and you had to build a resume. So when you were done playing soccer, you know, what are you going to do? And I was on my way to work, and all of a sudden I'm hearing stuff on. I was actually listening to Brother Weeze, and I hear on the radio, I got a plane just flew into the
World Trade Center.
Yeah, and Brother Weeze was like, all right, whatever. And he just kept going on with his shtick. Then all of a sudden, things kind of got quiet. And he's like, wait, a plane just really flew into the World Trade Center. And then there you go. I mean, like, the world just stood still. I mean, at work, there was no work that day. No one was working. And, you know, I being from Long Island, I definitely had some friends, and a lot of friends and family that were working downtown New York, and some family friends that passed away. And you know, it's very tough, and I know that down there today it's just very, very quiet times. It's very sad that the world's got to be like that. But
living a tough and difficult time, and for myself, you know, my job is a teacher outside of the broadcasting world, and the school, everything stopped that day, and TV's on, and dead silence. Total silence throughout the school. And again, our thoughts and our prayers go out to those who lost loved ones on that terrible, terrible September 11th day. Yeah. And a moment of silence took place tonight in the class move by the Rhinos organization.
Yeah, you knew exactly where you were, exactly where you were standing. I was driving by the 490-590 exchange at that moment. I knew exactly where I was. And it's pretty amazing. It was just a tragedy. And just, you know, hopefully that guy's dead, man. You know, I mean, that's sad to say, but
you hate to mix politics and such brutal actions with sports, but you know, it's a huge part of the history of our great nation. And as I said before, God bless the USA. Never would want to live anywhere else but right here in the great old U.S. Let's get back to the game here now, as there is a change made. Wheeler is coming on. He is number 21. We'll see who he's replaced. This change coming up at the start of the second half. I've got Wheeler listed as a forward. We'll see if that is where he takes his spot. Sanchez was kind of limping, Mike.
Yeah, but it looks like King is out.
King,
that hamstring might be bothering him a little bit.
King was very quiet. He's also, you said, coming off the hamstring. And is that who came out?
Yeah.
All right, so King is off, and let's see if Rochester made any changes. See, they're in the huddle, so tough to tell if there's any new faces, and I doubt there would be after an explosive 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not normal for Bob to make a change like that, and you know what? You didn't see anyone really warming up that hard, and you'd see a different type of warm-up by a player if they know that they're going in. So,
all right, Rochester a little late coming out of the dressing room, but they've made their way onto the pitch, and they'll be attacking the goal to our left. Tampa Bay shooting down to our right has the kickoff. Sanchez, and I believe it's Christie. The two players who are gearing up to get us underway. I'm not sure if that is Christie because he had red boots on in the first half. If it is, he's changed. No, he's got the same cleats on. As it's the back of the boot that's reddish pink. And we are underway. Yates gets it to Morrow. Diaz.
Now here you go with Wheeler. PDL's top scorer last year. MVP. This team, just this field right now. You got Johnny Steele, MVP. Wheeler, MVP. You got rookies of the year out here, and this is a very, very strong field.
It almost seems like their attack is set, their midfield is set. Then you kind of hit a brick wall when you come to the back line, which I'm sure Perry Vanderbeek and the rest of the Rowdies are working on and addressing. And as they play each team in the league, I'm sure there's notes made. Okay, Trey Roberts pitched Colin for Rochester. A lot of these guys are on one-year deals, and there's going to be a lot of bouncing around, moving in and out between clubs. So for Tampa, for a first-year team in the attack and in the midfield, they've done a great job assembling a quality lineup. The back line has been their weakness.
Yeah, let's not forget that. This is a first-year team fighting to get into the playoffs, and I've been there before, and with the Syracuse Salty Dogs, it's not easy. You're battling, and you've got a lot of young guys with inexperience, and they're learning the game. They're learning the game at a different level. So it is tough. And same exact thing with the Salty Dogs. Our first year, we just made the playoffs, and but when you make the playoffs, whole new league, whole new season, and that was very tough for a lot of inexperienced guys. So.
Did you play with Steele in Syracuse, teammates?
No, it was after I left. He got there.
Okay. He was, 17, 18 when he came? young boy. Throwing here on the near side for Greenfield.
Yeah, Laurie Calloway, the guy that brought Johnny Steele over here.
Calloway, a great coach, and he really never afraid to go with young players, get him experience right into the starting 11.
No, the quote to me was, Mike, there's younger, faster guys. And you know what? There might be a spot for you in Virginia Beach.
Callaway not one to mix words.
No, not at all.
Pretty direct.
Nice guy, though. All the respect in the world for Laurie. He's a very, very good coach. Even at 31, I was still learning stuff from Laurie, and he's a very nice guy, very heartfelt guy. All he does is mean well. And for the team, he just wants to win. So
now coaching in Des Moines, in Iowa, in the PDL. Laurie and the family have moved out there, and keep in touch. I'm going to give Laurie a call, see how he's doing. I haven't talked to him in a few months.
And that's where he was before he was with the Salty Dogs, and he had a lot of great players that he brought from there. And Ethan Gibson, and he brought another South African guy, just like Greenfield, and Lennon Steenkamp in town tonight.
That's right. So a little reunion going on here for you and some former Rhinos.
Yeah,
Spicer. Next week there's going to be a big group of you guys getting together here at Marina Auto Stadium, isn't there?
Yeah, there's about. I think the office told me there's about 10 to 15 guys that are going to be in town. A lot of local guys right now, but this is the first year.
Chance for Spicer, top of the 18, off the post. Lambeau is beaten and hit the post and bounces out. The goalkeeper's best friend keeps it from 3-0.
and we'll get back to what we discussed. But what a great build-up. And Rosenlund, he's just so crafty with the ball, and he just slots that ball to Spicer.
Another bad giveaway by Nia Zamba. Montegalvan. Rosenlund, right-footed shot, side netting. Goal, Rochester! And what a beauty from Rosenlund to start the second half. It's 3-0 Rochester.
What a gorgeous goal. I mean, the first one was Rosenlund to Spicer, Spicer off the post. That one, Spicer to Rosenlund, and what a great finish. Look at this hit by Spicer off the post. Just a great hit. He's got to be like, he's drooling there. But here's Spicer. Montegalvan sees Rosenlund into the corner. Excuse me, but it was Spicer that built that play up. And what a great finish by Rosenlund. And those are the ones you dream about. Just all alone, and you're tucking it away into the side netting. Just beautiful, beautiful goal. And that's the way to come out in the second half.
I was going to say, Mike, does this answer the question how Rochester is going to come out to start the second half? 5 minutes in, they bury another one. Almost 2. Second of the year for Rosenlund. Second assist for Montegalvan. And Rochester now 2-0, a very dangerous lead. 3-0, maybe a bit much for the Rowdies to deal with. We'll see. Roberts off his head. Montegalvan. And the player is down. It looks like it is Steele. He was down inside the Rhinos 18. Rosenlund trotting to the sideline, taking on some fluids as he has got his second goal of the year, and boy, did he take it beautifully.
I mean, and look what happens here. I mean, Nia Zamba with an awful giveaway there, and what a great pickoff by Spicer. Spicer sets this goal up with Montegalvan coming right down the middle as a defensive center midi and sees his teammate from college. What a great goal, great finish, side netting. Those are the ones that you always remember. And those are the ones you dream about when you're in the 18. Spicer just all the space in the world. Great decision. Montegalvan wide open. Defender steps. Wide open.
But the composure, that's one thing for people to keep their eye on. Montegalvan didn't panic. Spicer didn't panic. And then Rosenlund, calm and cool, finished it neatly. Great composure top of the 18, where a lot of teams, a lot of players would panic. And Nia Zamba is actually coming off for Yamada. 52nd minute. And Nia Zamba was the player who had that horrendous giveaway. And I think Tampa Bay definitely learning one thing against the Rochester Rhinos this year. If you're going to give the ball away in the final third, you'll be made to pay. As they did it down in Tampa, and they did it here again tonight with Nia Zamba. So King has come off. Nia Zamba has come off. Yamada is on. He's a 35-year-old from Japan. He can play pretty much all over the field, so we'll see where Dalglish is going to position the 35-year-old.
You know, Nia Zamba was having a pretty good game.
He was.
Up
good
to that point.
Yep.
But you're a defensive center midi. You're one of the guys that this team is relying on. You've got the experience on the pitch, and you give the ball away there in the defensive third. You can't do that.
Montegalvan to Rosenlund. Rhinos are having fun now, just moving off the ball, a little bounce in their step. 3-0, 53rd minute. Look at the... Nope. Riverside not expecting the quick one-touch back. Sanchez comes away with it. Christie. Back here to Millian. There's Valentine with it. Coming forward now. Yamada to Wheeler. His first touch is intercepted by Spicer. The Rhinos on the far side have it. Rosenlund. Montegalvan, high, long ball. Diaz lets it bounce once. Kissi let the foot off the pedal just a bit, and Lambeau picked it up. Here's Christie. Drives one forward. Flicked into space looking for Steele, and cleared away by Pitchkolin.
That was a risky play there. That was pretty risky. Good ball by Christie and great header by Sanchez. But just risky there by the back four. And you know what? If you watch this back four, they are so in sync.
Yeah.
So that's unusual for them. But just watch the back four. They know where all four of them are at the same at all times. They're like on a shoestring. One guy goes right, guys shift. It's just real nice to watch the back four work from side to side in their defensive posture.
Greenfield lets this one roll out of bounds. And the goal kick coming up here for Neil Kitson. 3-0 Rochester. Your goals tonight from Greenfield, from Kissi and Rosenlund. Rosenlund actually has got a goal and an assist. So he's having quite the evening for Rochester.
You know, we talked about Rosenlund about 8 games ago. And, you know, we really...
He was in a funk. There's no doubt about it.
We were not nice to him.
He was in a funk.
And you know what? He wasn't playing well. He was giving the ball away.
Here's another giveaway. Top of the 18. Rosenlund chips, and Lambeau backpedaling, able to scoop it up. Sorry about that.
Just a little too cute right there by Rosenlund. But you know what? He's just playing a phenomenal game tonight. He's all over the pitch. He's on the left side of the pitch. He's on the right side of the pitch. He's playing very crafty. He's doing everything that he needs to do for the position he's playing in. And, he's doing a great job.
Pitch Colin headed the ball back. Kitson was sliding, ended up sliding outside the 18. And look at that. I've never seen an official push a player like that. Did you see that?
I think I've seen it before, but
I've never seen that.
You know, Wheeler's about 6'5", and the referee is about 5'9", and hey, get off me, man.
Yeah, he pushed him right away.
You know, yellow card instead of pushing him. So
he wanted a yellow card, I think, issued to Kitson because he played the ball with his hands just outside the 18 near the end line.
Well, you're talking about an experienced referee here, and you've got a young kid who's trying to tell him what to do.
Yeah, Wheeler's 22.
Dangerous play here.
Sanchez with the restart just outside the 18.
Look at Steele.
Bouncing around into the box. Kissi heads it away. Top of the 18. Kissi gets his own ball. Step over, gets away from Steele. Steele, a little smirk there, knows he was done in by Kissi. Now into space for Kissi, and it's off the mark. I think Steele wanted a real big piece of Kissi, came steamrolling in. And here's a look back as referee just pushes away Wheeler. Says, get out of my space.
Good for him.
One not afraid to stand up for himself, take charge.
I'll give the referee a yellow card there.
Yep. I'm sure that'll be talked about after the game with the crew. Here's Yamada, 35 yards out, middle of the field. Comes to Millian on the near side.
Relax, Joe. It's not that funny.
It's hilarious.
It's not that funny.
Hamilton pressuring Millian. Spins away from him, crosses into the box. And Kitson calls off Roberts just in the nick of time to gather that one inside the 6. Kitson with the wind at his back. He can probably send this one down to the 18. As it is a booming kick. Valentin and Diaz backpedaling. Takes a hop at the 18, and Lambeau will come out and distribute to the far side. Morrow has it. Christie to Valentin. Good ball by Yamada, but Millian's not going to win it before Greenfield. Now middle of the park, pitch Colin. 58th minute, Rochester has a 3-0 lead. Spicer, a nice little one-touch outside to Sanfilippo. Now forward to Kissi. Valentin does a nice job to step in and clear it out of bounds. So 2 changes coming up here for the Rhinos. Hoxie and Franks are all checked in, just waiting for their stoppage. Jamie Franks, Andrew Hoxie. Moncho Galvan. Kissi tried to lay it off for Rosenlund. He does a good job to fight and win it back for the Rhinos. Here's Spicer. Sanfilippo overlapping. Spicer crossed into the box. Hamilton back across with the left foot, and Millian knocks it off his thigh. And over the end line, corner kick number 5 for the Rhinos. See what the changes are going to be here. Is I think it's Hamilton's number I see up on the board. So Hamilton, Mike, will come off for Franks. This change coming up in the 59th minute. Jamie Franks now coming on. This will be his 22nd appearance of the year. Anthony Hamilton working hard tonight. And Hoxie will replace Kissi. Also 59 minutes in. So Kissi is off. Hamilton is off. And Hoxie 16th appearance. He's got 3 goals, 5 assists. He'll be coming on momentarily. Sanfilippo's cross into the box. Headed to Valentin, but Franks will keep the pressure in the Tampa half of the field. Rosenlund to Franks, a right-footed ball that's driven into the box and cleared away by Diaz. So now Hoxie will come on. Let's make it the 60th minute for his debut tonight. Mike Hoxie, 3 goals, 5 assists in 15 games played. He's out of William and Mary College. He was a San Jose Earthquakes draft pick. Kissi gets a nice round of applause as he scored his 6th goal of the evening this year. Tampa looks like they're going to also make a change. Corner kick goes through the 18. Morrow has it on the far side. Long out of bounds. Sanfilippo will have a throw-in at midfield quickly. Takes it to Franks. 60th minute. Like, do the Rhinos let it up just a little bit here, or they just keep going for more?
You keep going for more. You just keep pressing and keep playing. The trick is not to change your game. Don't go into a 6-3-1 just because you're up. You keep playing your game. You're playing a solid game at a 4-5-1, and that's what it looks like Bob's doing. He's keeping Versailles in there. He's got Mato Gavan right in front of the back four, and he's just continuing to play his match.
Loose ball in the middle of the field. Now it's played outside for Morrow. And Sanfilippo, the patented move for Frankie, is the slide tackle. And he pulls it off there. Going to be a change coming up here. Yates will be coming off momentarily.
You know, when you're winning 3-0, you just swap a man for a man just for fresh legs. You don't have to change the formation. You don't have to change your style of play. You continue to play your game.
Christie, top of the 18, and Steele wasn't making that cutting run. Thought Christie was going to pull the trigger, but a little too unselfish there. Mikel Galindo will be coming on now for Tampa. Another player who is on loan. He is from Chivas, USA. Yates coming off, the 22-year-old. And Galindo, this is his 6th appearance with the Rowdies.
Another guy on loan.
Long goal kick, flipped forward by Versailles. Over Hoxie's head, and Valentin will head it back to Lambo, who's given up 3 goals this evening. It's not going to help that pretty high 1.67 goals against average. Off the chest, and Roberts just pounds it downfield. Keeps the Rowdies under pressure. Tampa Bay came into the game giving up 33 goals. Now it's up to 36. And that is 3rd most in the league behind Miami and Baltimore, who've given up 38 and 44, but this one's not done yet. This one goes out of bounds. Spicer clears it out, and Neil Kitson is down. Looks like he's holding his left leg. And Dave DePasquale, the Rhinos trainer, is making his way into the 6, and hopefully this is nothing serious for the young Rhinos goalkeeper, who's had a great season. I'm not sure, was there contact or was there an awkward slip? I didn't see where this injury had come about. Valo's loosening up. Kitson's taking off his gloves. This is not a good sign, is it? No indication yet from the trainers if Kitson can continue or not. As they're looking at the left leg, or looks like the left ankle of Neil Kitson. Rochester's made 2 changes, so that's not an issue. They've got plenty of substitutions available. As it looks like Valo is going to come in, Mike.
Yeah, you swap a guy for a guy, and it's not a bad change. I mean, when you're taking Sattler out and putting Lambo in, you know, there's definitely, you know, there's a level there, and you're trying to get maybe Lambo some. I don't know why Sattler's not playing tonight, but you know what? None of the goals are Lambo's fault.
True.
I mean, I would not blame Lambo on any of those. I mean, you couldn't. You're caught on the Rosenlund goal. I mean, that's just a typical goal. I mean, you see that goal all the time.
PK.
The PK, and then You know, the goal by Kissi, I mean, that ball did bounce, but it bounced between the 6 and the 12. It wasn't Lambeau's area. Right. So I wouldn't blame any of the goals on Lambeau.
Scott Vell getting warmed up. Billy Andracki, the goalkeeper coach for the Rhinos, quickly heading at that area to loosen up the Rhinos keeper. Looks like Kitson is unwrapping some sort of bandage on his left leg. And he's definitely going to be coming off. Yellow's making his way to the scorer's table here. I'm not sure if it's the ankle or the knee. Again, he's laying down. The leg is up in the air. And if there's any looks on replays, maybe that we could see where Kitson maybe came down in an awkward position. As the crowd taking their time here now, as Kitson's still getting looked at. Rhinos' trainer again is Dave DiPasquale. So here's what's happening. We're in the 65th minute. The Rhinos have a 3-0 lead. They've gotten goals from Greenfield, Kissi, and Rosenlund. And we'll see if we can get a closer look at what's going on down there as Kitson has the shoe off completely. Socks, shoe, everything is off. And he's going to hobble off. It's definitely his left leg that's bothering him, but it's good to see he's not coming off needing any assistance. So Scott Vallow will come on. Scott Vallow having a great season as well. 11 games played, a 0.73 goals against average. That is number 2 in the league. So you don't get much of a drop-off here when you got two great goalkeepers doing their thing. This will be minute number 66, and boy, is this going to add a huge chunk of stoppage time. Kitson barefoot on the left side. Comes off. Vallow comes on. Kitson gets a nice round of applause. And he's talking to his head coach, Bob Lilly, right now about the injury. So Vallow, not a lot of time to warm up, Mike. It's a cool night. Took a few shots from Andracki. We'll see if Tampa tests him right away.
Actually, I mean, when Bob was just discussing with Kitson, the play that he made, rather than letting the ball go out for the corner, Kitson came out at the corner of the 18, and he got a handball outside the corner of the 18. So rather than getting a corner, which is a 35-yard ball into the box, they're playing a ball from 18 yards out into the box, and Kitson, being a young guy, doesn't just take it and just, you know, goes back at Bob, and that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta listen to your coach, and Bob is 100% correct. Kitson made a mistake, and you know what? Kitson's thinking, well, you know, I've got a shutout, but no, that's not it. You made a mistake that's going to give the game a 3-1 match instead of a 3-0 match.
Absolutely correct. Bob made his way over again. Now he's back in his coaching spot. He is not happy. But again, this is Bob Lilly always teaching, whether it's 3-0 or 0-0, always trying to challenge and get the most out of his players, and we saw it again there.
You know, we forgot to talk about that. I mean, that was a huge error by Kitson. I mean, you don't see a lot of errors by these two goalies, and that was a huge error. Let that ball go out for a corner.
We'll see. They're looking at the left leg still. We'll see if that's anything to be too concerned about, as Galindo can't get a touch on it. Throw in by Greenfield to Hoxie. And goes off of the big forward. Throw in here for the Rowdies. Diaz. Morrow on the far side. And Sanfilippo can't keep that one inbounds as the Rowdies will have a throw in 35 yards out on the far side. Sanchez to Morrow, back to Sanchez coming towards the middle of the field. Little chip forward for Wheeler, and Vallow with some help from Roberts will scoop that one up. Nice distribution here on the near side for Spicer. Montegalvan. And this one gets away from Greenfield. Montegalvan time to turn, spin, and look up. Switches it to the far side for Sanfilippo. Now Versailles. Time and space. Franks. Quick little touch back to Versailles. Good combination play here. Montegalvan. On the near side for Spicer. Comes off his chest. And Galindo will play it back to Lambo, who pops it forward. Greenfield. Gets away from Galindo. Now cuts it inside. Lays it off for Montegalvan. Sanchez, good defensive work coming back, but can't pressure enough to keep it out of his own half of the field, and they're going to call offsides on Hoxie. So it'll be a throw-in, or a free kick, for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. There's Jonathan Steele. Christie. And just can't get that final connection up top as Christie's pass was intercepted. Hoxie gets the ball first before Steele. Rosenlund to Franks. Far side possession here for the Rhinos. Good touch. Franks to Greenfield. Spicer. Montegalvan, he's going to lose this one. Wheeler's going to take it. He's 1v2. And Pitch Colin stands him up well, and the Rhinos take it away as Wheeler even had gotten around Pitch Colin. Still had three other defenders to deal with as Sanfilippo was chasing back hard.
You know, watching up here, it's just so easy. I mean, I'm just sitting here smiling watching Wheeler go at the back four, and I'm just like, dude, you got no chance.
Yes. And they're going to call a foul on the Rowdies behind the play. Nico Brazzi's making the call. We are in the 71st minute. The Rhinos have a 3-0 lead. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms back in the house this evening. Good to have him back and working tonight's game. Spicer gets away from him and goes out of bounds. A throw in here for the Rowdies. Looking for a ball, and Millian finally gets it. Sanchez back to Millian. That's a bad pass by Millian and intercepted by Montegalvan. Versailles to Spicer. Inside to Hoxie. Maybe could have turned into the center part of the field. Tried to touch it instead and given away. Greenfield now takes space for Roseland to turn. Montegalvan, center circle. Deflected forward. Near side, Sanchez. Right-footed cross, looking for Wheeler. Sanfilippo has a beat on this one, but Wheeler with his tall frame just nudges it over Sanfilippo. Crossed into the box and deflected into the 6. Scott Vallow picks it up there for the Rhinos. 73rd minute, it is 3-0 Rochester. 17th of September, that is next Friday. Miami FC comes to town. The Blues and the Rhinos will do battle again. And Miami definitely losing a huge part of their attack. Paulo Jr., the dangerous Brazilian, has been loaned to Real Salt Lake of Major League Soccer. We'll see if that loan comes to an end or Paulo Jr. can return to the lineup for Miami FC. Hopefully not if you're a Rhinos fan, and Sanfilippo is being called over by Nico Brazzi. And this could be our first yellow card of the game. Let's see. Nope. Gives the Rhinos captain a little tongue lashing, and that is going to do it. No yellow card. Greenfield clears away the header inside the 18. Sanchez looking for Valentin. Montegalvan clears it to the middle of the park. Morrow has it now. Jonathan Steele, who's really sitting back a little more now. Plays it forward into the box. Mikel Galindo with it now. Crosses and out of bounds by Sanfilippo. It'll be a corner kick for the Rowdies. Their second corner kick, I believe, of the game. Great crowd this evening after a 15-day layoff. 8,197 81-97 this evening. Short to Steele. Corner of the 18, driven into the box through everyone. That's a good ball that Yamada and some of the other forwards need to get their face stuck onto.
Oh yeah, they need to throw their bodies into the box and just sacrifice everything to get something on it. I mean, Sanchez to Steele, and just what a great screamer from Steele.
Good ball. So 81-97 on this beautiful evening for soccer in Rochester. Enjoying, hopefully, the 3 goals by Rochester, maybe a few more to come. Franks. Valentine steps in front there, or Diaz gets it forward now to Steele. Galindo with it now, 30 yards out. A little touch forward into space. Sanfilippo takes it off the foot of Wheeler. And Vela will knock it down the park. Headed back in by Yamada. Steele, nice little chip into the box. Takes one hop. Greenfield.
Little calm, cool, collected right there. I'll tell you, I mean, I would have been kicking that thing way out of the park for a corner kick for sure. But he's just calm, cool, and collected tonight on the penalty kick, in the 18, in the 6.
Yeah, took it out nicely and avoided any danger, as Christie has it now.
You could see a little bit of a change in the flow of the attack, though. You could see the Tampa Bay starting to get some opportunities, some crosses into the 18. I mean, the back four is still solid, but still they're starting to give Steele and Sanchez a little bit more room, and even Galindo's getting more into the mix here. You can see a little bit of the change of the flow.
Here's Steele again. To Yamada. Now to Christie. He's going to take it touch forward. Sanchez on the near side, cuts it back to his preferred left foot. Looks up, whips one on the ground into the 18. Christie, now Wheeler. And pitch Colin just barrels through that one and clears it out of bounds.
And they're pushing forward. I mean, Sanchez just put the ball into the box, and there was Galindo, Christie, and Wheeler all sitting there only against 2 center backs. Yeah. So they're pushing. They want to get some goals here. And you know what? There's time. There's 15 minutes. We've seen crazier things happen in this sport.
Hoxie step over, gets away from Diaz. Inside the 18, drills one at the near post. Lambo makes the save. Speaking of crazy things, you saw it in the EPL today. Everton, 91st minute, 93rd minute, 3-3 final against Man United. Throwing on the far side. Hines is checking in with the 4th official. Hoxie with it. Pressured by Steele. Double team, but Hoxie is dragged down to the turf and picks up a free kick a mile away on the far side near the corner flag.
Steele's telling him right there, hey, listen, I'm 5'8", you're 6'7". How the heck did I drag you down?
Come on, you think Steele's actually having a couple words in the field with somebody?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Hoxie did flop there. I mean, come on.
Basically a corner kick set up here for Franks. Gives the signal, drives it into the box, and Wheeler will clear it away. Yamada has to get it forward, but intercepted by Montegalvan, and played all the way back to Scott Velo. 78th minute. 3-0 Rochester. Greenfield checking back to receive the ball is Versailles. This ball's into space. Spicer and Diaz racing for it. And Diaz, good shoulder charge there, good challenge, and Spicer comes back with one of his own. And let's see if it's a foul or a goal kick as 2 players getting, it is a free kick. Spicer just wanted to get a piece of Diaz after that challenge.
Diaz is a big boy, and
he is a big
Spicer
boy.
Felt it. Spicer felt it.
So change coming up here. Spicer is the one who's going to come off. Mike, 78th minute. Spicer comes off. Hines comes on.
Very good match for Spicer tonight. I mean, on the right-hand side, I like him a lot better on the right-hand side than the left-hand side. A lot of this season, we saw him on the left side of the pitch, and I feel he's better coming from the right side. He had a great match tonight.
So Hines, he's got 4 goals and an assist. This will be his 24th appearance of the year.
Very active, lots of touches, not a lot of giveaways, just really threading the ball, just very, very active, and I like Spicer on the right side tonight. Good game for Spicer.
Valentine to Millian. Trying to come out of their own half. Quick 1-2. Millian to Sanchez. Long ball forward, looking for Galindo. Top of the 18. Valo comes out nicely with the right foot, clears it away. But Greenfield's header finds Wheeler, and there's going to be the yellow.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
79th minute, Montegalvan picks up the yellow, first card of the game.
And this is one of those free kicks, and Christie's faking it. Christie, don't even think about it. Sanchez is saying. But, I mean, there you go. I mean, Tampa Bay, Rhinos put a little bit of pressure, and they're depending on Millian to get the ball out of the back. You got to depend on your midfielders, not your outside backs. And that's the young. I think you've got some midfielders, natural midfielders, playing in the back for Tampa Bay right now. It's a young team. It's a first-year franchise, so you're going to see that. But this team's going to be tough if they can keep their guys.
Sanchez can bend it like the best of them here. Here's his free kick around the wall and just wide of the post as it's deflected. And you talked about it at the start of the broadcast. Don't give Sanchez those opportunities, as the deflection may have kept that one out of the back of the net. Corner kick for the Rowdies. Sanchez drives it into the box, and Valo. He's played all game. He's got his touch, 81st minute. Keeping the Rowdies at bay so far. Good driven punt by Valo for Hines. Steele gets his head on it to the far side. Morrow to Diaz. The Rowdies making the return to professional soccer after playing in the North American Soccer League 1975 through 1984. Steele tries a low cross, can't get it through. Pitch Colin. And Sanfilippo get it forward to Franks. Here's Hoxie, nice touch.
Tampa also had an MLS squad for 3 seasons.
That's right, the Mutiny.
4 seasons.
Former Rhino Craig Demon spent a year there as well.
Played with Carlos Valderrama.
Not a bad gig. And
Steve Ralston, Carlos Valderrama.
If I'm not mistaken, Tampa Bay came here and were stunned in the U.S. Open Cup. Chris Kennel with a dramatic game winner. Speaking of the Mutiny again from MLS. Montegalvan, Versailles, just pressured there, given away now in the middle of the field for Wheeler. Still with it, Wheeler gets away from Montegalvan. Hines comes in, and another foul called just for the little clip from behind by Montegalvan, and Sanchez likes what he sees here. He says, okay, the first one didn't work. Let's have another go at this. Is he shooting or serving, Mike? What do you think? It's a little.
He's ripping it.
Maybe 30 yards away to the left of Valo. And he is ripping this one, and again, it just whistles wide of that near post there.
I mean, that's the shot he wants, but he's just not putting enough power on it. He's hitting it right, just not enough power, and it's getting away from him. And Valo's got it covered, for sure.
So Nano Short coming on for Rosenlund. What a night he had. 1 goal, 1 assist. This change in the 83rd minute.
I mean, outside of the stats, he still had a great game. I mean, Rosenlund was all over the place, and the one thing that we were all over him about was his giveaways, and he did not give the ball away tonight. Unforced giveaways.
You know, I had a chance to speak with Bob Lilly about that little rut that Rosenlund found himself in, and Bob said, listen, you're a pro now. Just play through it. Just keep working hard, and that's exactly what he's done, and he's found himself in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and we talked about it. What he had to do was just get the ball and play simple soccer, and he didn't do that. He was still trying to make those difficult threads, and it didn't happen for him.
Steele to Sanchez. Pressured by Greenfield and Hines. And actually, Greenfield did a good job not to give away a corner kick. Throwing instead on the near side for the Rowdies.
Does Yamada have a flip throw here?
Only one person has the flip throw. And he's sitting next to me.
Who, Craig?
He's got a good long throw, though.
Yeah, he does.
Flicked on by Wheeler. And Versailles gets it out of the 18. Valentine to Steele. Looking for Wheeler. No one there. They're backing off, and Greenfield will just clear it to the middle of the park. Steele's going to try another one here. Outside to Morrow. Rhinos mascot stuck 3/4 of the way up on the fire truck ladder. behind the goal at the open end of the stadium.
I think he's afraid of heights.
I think he's scared. I think he's scared to come down. Throwing for San Filippo on the far side, 84th minute. Rochester coming off a tough 2-0 loss in Montreal. And wow, what a way to bounce back. Short, looking for Hines, comes off his boot onto the foot of Millian. Christie now. Short tugs him down from behind, and Christie and Short not happy as they both get up, kind of nudging into one another. Short not known to shy away from a tackle.
Yeah, but not a good way to come onto the pitch. Your first touch is a giveaway. Your next opportunity, you tackle the guy. And
sets up a free kick now for Sanchez and
the attacking
Tampa.
third. And Tampa's attacking third. Just got to get his head back into the game. Just relax. We're up 3-0.
This time he serves a swerving ball that's headed away by Pitch Colin. And throw in here for Tampa on the near side. So if this holds, Rochester will sweep the season series with the Rowdies, winning down in Florida. And so far in control here at home. Long ball, bounces at the 6. Roberts clears it to the top of the box. Christie fires with the right foot. And he's not going to get a hold of that one. There's Christie, the 27-year-old. 7 games played, 2 goals, 1 assist this year. Appeared in 2 games for New Zealand in the World Cup. Actually played the last 5 years in the Australian A-League. As Vallo taking his time here. It's the push from Nico Bratsis. Headed forward, Wheeler looking for Galindo. Vallo, top of the 18, will bomb this one downfield. Millian. Christie pressured by Short and flails around with the elbow, and Christie finds the eye of Nano Short. And they're going to give Nano Short a yellow card for this. As he was pressuring Christie from behind, he kind of swung the arm and got Short in the face, and I think Short's going to be surprised when he gets up and sees a yellow card now coming his way. So Short, 87th minute, not making the most of his opportunity here. Yes, he took the worst of it and also got a yellow card.
That's just part of the game. I mean, I'm not sure if
there was intent.
Yeah, I don't know if there was intent. Sometimes there is, and Christie made it look real good. It was.
She sure did.
Yeah.
Montoyavan off the right foot. Millian touches it one way, goes the other around Hines. He takes him down. Here's another yellow card for sure. As Hines called for the foul. Christie's getting a little feisty now. He's got a tug of the jersey. He's got Hines' jersey in his hand.
Either way, when you're up 3-0.
Sanchez, that swerving, dangerous ball into the box.
When you're up 3-0, it's tough to come on the pitch when you know that your job is to defend the rest of the match. And you could see that Hines and Nano Short, they're getting a little bit frustrated taking guys out. Hoxie's working hard here, just fighting and battling. And he's out there on, he's trying to do it on his own. It's tough to come into a match when your only job is to prevent goals.
Long ball into the box. Vallo drops this one, and Versailles able to clear it at the top of the 18. There's some confusion inside the box, but luckily cleared away for the Rhinos. 88th minute. Steele to Yamada. Morrow now on the far side. Still looking for a service here from the Rowdies. They go back to Diaz. Now he sends a long one into the 18. Pitch Colin prevents that from getting in the box and gets his head on it. As it's getting a little chippy and sloppy here. I'm not sure why Versailles called for a foul there, as I thought the Tampa player came in with the studs up on that slide tackle, but
yeah, that was a foul by I believe a Yamada there. And here's a yellow card for Franks, or just a warning. But And like I said, these are young players, and you talk about experience, and an experienced player comes on the match, and they continue to keep the game slow and slow the game down. And what these guys are coming on, I'm not saying they're playing bad, but they've got to come on, and what they want to do is they want to play the game. They want to go, but this isn't the time to go.
Steals ball into the box. Wheeler and Pitchcole got tangled up. And that gave just enough time for Vallow to come off his line. 90th minute. Vallow with the ball in his hand. The Rhinos with a 3-0 lead.
I mean, it's a good thing that you got Sanfilippo, Pitchcole, and Roberts, and Greenfield, all experienced players, just trying to calm them down. And even Monogavon and Versailles, who haven't come off the pitch yet, they're still trying to play the game. The guys that are tackling, you got Short, Hines, Franks, getting those are the guys who getting the fouls.
And Short call for the foul. That's a clean slide tackle. He got the ball, and Nico Brazzi said no and steal. And Short, pretty explosive.
Ooh, and that's an opportunity for Wheeler there in the 18.
Dangerous chance there, and Wheeler knocking on the door. As Tampa's come on, gotten a few chances.
5 extra minutes.
That's a huge chunk of stoppage time.
Let's remember Kitson.
Yeah, that's right.
Kitson was down for a good time period there, so that's justified.
Goal kick for the Rhinos. Vallow to take it. Flicked on by Short. Here's Hines. Diaz pressuring him on the near side. Hines cuts it to his right. And to push it inside, still outside. There's Greenfield to come over and help out. Greenfield slows it down. No urgency, no needed here for the Rhinos. Not needed for the Rhinos as it gets away from Greenfield and Short. A goal kick coming up here for Tampa. This one's got a little chippy here. I wonder if the chippy stuff is done. You get a sense maybe there's a couple more to come. Millian. Over Wheeler, Roberts flicks it back, and Montegalvan now gets it to Greenfield, and Wheeler just comes in and gets him right on the top of the foot with the studs. And as I said about 10 seconds earlier, some of the chippy stuff probably not done just yet.
Yeah, that was a clear foul. I mean, that was a late tackle. The assistant referee is the one who raises his flag, and I didn't hear a whistle from Rossi at all.
He kind of looked and said, "What are we doing here?" That is painful. He comes through on the ball.
Yeah, cleats up on Yamada, call on Versailles. Bad call, great tackle by Short, call on Short. Bad tackle here by Wheeler, and I don't even know if the ref was going to call it.
Now, they're talking about it now, the referee and his assistant on the near side, so there could be a card issued. As the referee's assistant was right on top of the play. And Greenfield just comes swinging through with the strike of the ball, and he finds the bottom of Wheeler's foot. So we'll see what the situation is here. The Rhinos have already lost Neil Kitson to a left leg injury. We're in stoppage time. And the last game in Tampa, the Rhinos Greenfield's off.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's definitely hurt.
Too many injuries for the likings of Rochester fans, and it's his left foot that's clearly hurt. So it's been the injury of the left foot tonight. Kitson's, now Greenfield's. No card issued. Nothing. Rochester's made 5 changes, so they cannot make any more substitutions. They'll play with Greenfield out. Vallow's told to play on by Nico Brazzi, and there's a look at it, Mike, on the replay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at that. Cleats up. There's no way he's going to get the ball. It's his knee. He got his knee.
Oh.
He got his knee real bad.
Hopefully Greenfield can overcome that because he's had a great season. Hoxie. Franks to Versailles. Now Montegalvan, and Hoxie tries to keep it in on the far side. We're in stoppage time. They called for 5 minutes, and now it's just getting sloppy as Morrow comes in late and sloppy. He'll get a yellow card. This one not done being ugly yet, as you don't want to open a can of worms here, but as far as injuries go, Rochester, knock on wood, has been good tonight. Kitson and Greenfield have gone down. There's Franks. Greenfield slowly making his way to the fourth official, and looks like he's going to toughen this one out and head back onto the field.
My mistake. He did get in the ankle, and it was a cleat. It was cleat.
He came in, a yard or two away with that boot up. Into space for Sanchez on the near side. No one there to support him as he gets dumped, and the Rhinos come away with it. Montegalvan to Hines. 5 minutes of stoppage time called for. A huge portion of that already played. Troy Roberts drives it with the left foot. No one down there for the Rhinos. So Christie has it. Greenfield able to come back onto the pitch. Now Valentine. Morrow on the far side.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Greenfield is limping out there. I mean,
let's hope he's not going to make it any worse.
You're better off playing with 10 men than risking further injury to Greenfield. You could see he just hesitates. He doesn't even want to get within 5 yards.
Morrow crosses into Wheeler, gets the head on it, and it's up and over the goal. That should just about do it. As Nico Brazis blows the whistle, and the Rhinos keep the sheet clean.
But even at the end there's an opportunity with a head. I mean,
Tampa had chances.
Yeah, I mean,
they had chances.
Wheeler, he could have done better with his headers there. I know a guy I used to play with in college, Larry Martin. He scored some great goals with a head, and Tampa could have used them tonight.
So Rochester wins this evening 3-0 over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We'll take a short break and come back on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
Hot dogs. No one makes them better than Schweigels. Hot dogs. Hometown favorites from Schweigels. The flavor is right. In every bite. Cover them with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, taste one. No one makes a hot dog like Schweigels.
Summertime soccer rivalry heats up. It's the final game of the regular season as the Rhinos take on Miami FC. Friday, September 17th at 7:30. It's fan appreciation and team awards night. Great giveaways throughout the game. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Miami FC Friday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery.
Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900-type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel.
Come and enjoy live jazz performances at The Grill Thursday through Saturday. The Grill offers contemporary American cuisine that will satisfy all palates and the largest wine selection in the city. The Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So come and enjoy a fun, exciting, and relaxed atmosphere. The Grill at the Strathallan Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallan.com.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to Marina Auto Stadium. Your final score this evening, the Rochester Rhinos 3, the Tampa Bay Rowdies nothing. And the 2 goals coming at the last 5 minutes of the first half and the first 5 minutes of the second half. The Rochester Rhinos got their 3rd goal to get their 15th win of the year, and depending upon what Austin does this evening, the Rhinos have 51 points and maybe sole possession of that overall league lead. The Rowdies are 0-2-4 in their last 6 games. They dropped down to 6-10-10. Mike, on the TV side of things, your final thoughts?
Very good game by the Rhinos. It's one of the best I've seen them play. I mean, they just kept possession of the game. It was just pretty soccer, and 3 goals. You can't ask for more. A 3-0 win against what I think is a very solid team on paper. But you could see the weakness is the back four, and that's what's killing this team right now.
So the Rhinos are 3-0 winners this evening over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. For those of you watching on TV, we're going to wrap it up on the TV side of things. Radio postgame show will continue next. For our TV producer, John Catalano, and my personal assistant, Pedro Ugalde, for Mike Kerms, I'm Joe Giuliano saying good night from Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos are 3-0 winners.
I was doing nothing.
Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots.
Hey, Rhino fans, did you know that Food Link, the regional food bank, does more than rescue and redistribute food? Hunger is just a symptom of a greater problem. So Food Link's programs promote nutrition and economic development in order to impact on the systemic causes of hunger. To volunteer, donate, or learn more about what you can do to help, please visit our website at foodlinkny.org or call 328-3380. Working together, we have the power to end hunger, build self-sufficiency, and foster nutritional wellness right here in our community.
The top-selling ESPN radio app on your iPhone is now available for your Android device. Get all your favorite ESPN radio shows and podcasts, live scores, and on-demand sports centers. Plus, get more than 15 live radio streams.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah. Now go get it. The ESPN radio app now for your Android device. Buy it now from the Android Marketplace.
Top-notch monogramming is
soccer, Lancers, U.S. national team, Pele, Pittsburgh United.
Top-notch monogramming is
reggae, Bob Marley, Grateful Dead, Giant Panda, Clash.
Top-notch monogramming is
embroidery, screen printing, heat transfers.
Top-notch monogramming is
Rochester, Pittsburgh, USA Wear.
TopNotchMonogramming.com, 248-2650. Top-notch monogramming. Peace and love since 1992.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN is WROC Rochester, now worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
And the post-game show begins now here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm Joe Giuliano. If you're just tuning in, the Rhinos have defeated the Tampa Bay Rowdies 3-0. Goals from Greenfield, Kissi, and Rosenlund. Looking at your official stats tonight, shots 12-10 for the Rhinos, saves 4 for Kitson / Vallow, 5 for Lambo at the Tampa Bay goalkeeper. Corner kicks 6 for the Rhinos, 2 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Fouls lopsided. Rochester with 17 and the Rowdies with 6. Time for our post-game awards, Mike, and let's start off and get your thoughts on the Zweigels Red Hot player of the game.
Oh, well, I mean, it's almost too easy to give. I mean, Rosenlund was all over the park. He just kept control. He kept control the entire match. He didn't have any unforced giveaways. He scored a goal. He got a pretty assist. The assist was a corner, but still, it's an assist. It goes on the stats. But the goal was pretty. But still, he was just all over the pitch. I mean, Spicer had a great game. I thought Kissi was all over the shop. I mean, just really working hard up top all by himself. A little bit different than Hamilton. Kissi checks back more and lays that ball off and holds on to the ball a little bit better than Hamilton. So I like that little change of putting Hamilton on the outside and leaving Kissi up top. You can see Kissi's getting into it a little bit more, and he's not giving the ball away. Spicer had a great game on the right side, like I said. Greenfield, the back four, they're just solid, but I don't think they were tested a lot tonight. So really, I got to give it to Rosenlund. He really worked hard. He did hold he was really kind of spraying the ball tonight, and it was a different Rosenlund than you've seen 8 to 10 games ago. He's a different player, and he's becoming a pro, I would say.
It's a good choice. Tyler Rosenlund is your Zweigels Red Hot player of the game. Time now for our Faber Holmes play of the game, and boy, we got some good choices. The goal from Greenfield on the PK, Kissi's goal off the corner kick, but the passing, the combination play, the composure of the Rhinos' third goal in the minute number 50 makes our Faber Holmes play of the game. Another bad giveaway by Naya Zamba. Montegalvan. Rose on the right footed shot. Side netting. Goal! Rochester! And what a beauty from Rosenlund to start the second half. It's 3-0 Rochester. What a gorgeous... Heard Mike Kerms there at the end. What a gorgeous... That was the Faber Holmes play of the game. Rosenlund second of the year, and Montegalvan second assist of the year.
Wow.
You okay?
Yeah, it was a gorgeous goal.
You feel left out, don't you?
No, it was just...
next game we'll get you in, okay?
You know what? I'm going to follow it up here. It was a gorgeous goal. I mean, Naya Zamba gave that ball away, and Spicer was the guy. I mean, he's the one who stole that ball. He just made that little move, and he slipped it past to Montegalvan, and Montegalvan just composure at the top of the 18. Yes. And you don't find that a lot. And Montegalvan plays the ball to the player from his teammate from college, Rosenlund. And those are the ones that you're in the 18 and you just tuck it away. I mean, we all knew exactly where it was going.
So let's get you up to date on the standings right now. With the win tonight, Rochester is 15-6-6, 35 goals for, 20 against, 51 points. Now that is good for the lead right now because Austin is still in action. Second half, latest update we have is Austin 1, Puerto Rico nothing. So the Islanders not giving a help here to Rochester. I'm sorry, Mike, was it a PK goal you said? Penalty kick goal for the Austin Aztecs, 1-0. They lead Puerto Rico in the second half. So with a win, Austin would still stay up at 52 points in Rochester at 51. But the Rhinos bounce back from a 2-0 loss in Montreal with a 3-0 win tonight. Tampa is now 6-10-6, or 6-10-10. They've got 33 goals for, 36 against, 28 points. So they needed to get some kind of points tonight, depending upon what Minnesota does with St. Louis. Also at this time, we'd like to open up the phone lines. 222-6397, 222-6397. Give us a call here on the Rochester Rhinos post-game show. Once again, 222-6397. Don't forget, the Rhinos are back home on Friday, September 17th. Miami FC comes to town, 7:30 kickoff. Visit rhinosoccer.com for more information or call 454-KICK for tickets to Rochester and Miami. They played on April the 10th at Miami. They tied 1-1, and then they also played in Rochester August the 21st, a 2-1 win for the Rhinos. So, Mike, Rochester now with 15 wins on the year, and that is a great number for the Rochester Rhinos as the wins starting to come and the results solid for Rochester as they've matched, I think, the 1999 team with 15 wins.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if Portland if Portland gives up 1 point, if they get a tie or they lose, Rochester has that third place locked up. And their only I would say at this point they've got third place locked up. The question, third place for the playoffs.
Right.
Obviously they're in second, but they've given up 2 games. So Austin's got 2 games in hand, so it's going to be tough to catch that first place. Austin does have a difficult road ahead of them.
Yes,
they have a very difficult road ahead of them. So they could give up 2 losses pretty easily, and that would put them That would put them right next to each other.
So the fans who are wondering how the playoffs are going to work, here's what's going to happen. The top team in each conference qualify as the number 1, number 2 seeds. Then the 6 remaining teams with the most points, regardless of conference, receive the remaining playoff berths. So, Rochester could be number 2 overall in the league, but NASL conference, the first place team there will get they will get the second overall seed. All right, let's open up the phone lines, 222-6397. Henry, good evening. You are first up on the postgame show. Henry, lower your radio, please.
Hello. Hi, good evening.
Hi, Henry. How are you?
Good. I just want to make a comment. It's nice to win, and we're doing good, and hopefully we'll continue this way. But I think we can learn a lesson from the first half. I think they dominated the game, and they show how well they pass. They outplay us, no question about it. I thought originally that they might be from MLS, the way they were playing. And the second half, they just lost the momentum. So I think we won the game, looks good, but we need to think for the playoffs and make some maybe improvements.
All right, Henry, thanks for the call. We appreciate your time as usual. And, Mike, I think when it was 3-0 after that quick goal in the second half, the Rhinos, they had this one under control, and maybe they took the foot off the pedal just a little bit. But Tampa did have some chances. They weren't sitting back dying saying, okay, we're out of here. They were a little dangerous, too, at the end.
Yeah, the Rhinos have to learn how to play 90 minutes, and when guys come off the bench, they got to make sure that the flow of the game does not change, and that's the
great point.
That's the thing that's the difference between an experienced team and an inexperienced team. When the guys come off the bench, listen, you got to continue the rhythm of the game, and what happened was the rhythm of play kind of slowed down a little bit for the Rhinos, and that's where those guys have to continue to play the match, and Franks, Hines, Short, and Hoxie, they came off the bench, and the game changed a little bit. It's not their fault. If it was different situation, those 4 guys started the game, and I believe that the other 4 guys came on. We've seen it. Spicer's come on, Kissi's come on, Bennett's come on, and they've also let the pedal off a little bit. So it's really that comes with experience as well. Playing your role off the bench. If playing your role off the bench, you got to play that role, and that's something that some of these guys still have to learn. But hey, still a solid match. They still fought. Those 4 guys came off the bench. I'm not saying it's their fault. It's not their fault that there was more opportunities on net, but they got to learn how to keep the rhythm of the game going for the positive.
Close that thing out. All right, 222-6397 is the number. Jill, thanks for holding on, and you're next up on the postgame show. Hi, Jill.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I missed what you said. Are we still in third in the standings going into the third place?
Well, what's happening now down in Puerto Rico is Austin leads 1-0 in the second half. If they win, they would have 52 points. We would have 51. So Austin would be the number 1 overall seed. Vancouver would be the second seed because the NASL conference also top team gets the second seed. So Rochester would be the third seed if Austin has 52 points. Does that make sense? Well, what happens is the qualification is like this.
Well, let's talk about this in terms that everyone will understand. Okay, there's the American League in baseball. There's the national.
Oh, hang on. Puerto Rico tied at 1-1. Good stuff. Go ahead.
Well, there's the American League in baseball. There's the National League in baseball. The person who wins the Yankees win the American League. The Mets win the National League. So whoever's got the most points between those two teams get first and second. And then it doesn't matter what league you come from, you get spots 3 through 8.
How does that help, Jill?
Oh, that helps. Thank you. You know what the tennis is tonight?
So the Yankees and the Mets get the first 2 seeds because they won their league, the American League, and they won the National League.
All right, the attendance was 8,197.
8,197.
We needed 3 more people.
That's it, Mike.
Wait, I'm here. Do we count?
You don't count.
We needed 3 more people. 3 more people out there. Listen, next time, 3 more people have to show up.
All right, Jill, thank you for the call.
You're
Let me try to explain this one more time. Here's what happened.
You didn't understand how I said it?
No, it was baseball. I don't like baseball analogies.
All right, let's talk football.
There is 2 conferences, the NASL conference and the USL conference. Got it, Mike?
Got it.
The top team from each conference qualify. So if you're the first place team in the USL conference and you're the first place team in the NASL conference, you will be the number 1 and number 2 seeds, depending on how many points you have. After that, they bunch all the teams together, and they'll make you seed number 3 through number 8, and you'll go from there. I hope that makes sense because that's the best thing I can offer. 222-6397. If you don't understand, Mike Kerms will be taking your calls after the show. But Austin and Puerto Rico are tied at 1. That's good news out of Puerto Rico. Iggy, you're up on the post-game show. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Did you understand my breakdown or no?
Yeah, well, the thing I want to know is now who gets the first-round bye in the playoffs, the top 2?
The top 2.
All right. So unless you're the winner of your division, it doesn't really matter then.
Well, unfortunately, it's Rochester and Austin kind of running away with this thing. One of those teams is going to get the short end of the sticks, and it'll be 3 playing number 8, 3rd seed against 8, 4 against 7, 5 against 6, and then the 1s and 2s have a bye.
Right. Okay. Hopefully Austin will go into a slide now.
Well, they got to play at Carolina, at Montreal. No easy task, as we saw the 27th of August in Montreal. That was a wild atmosphere.
Yeah, both of those teams will give them a hard time.
Let's hope so for the Rhinos' benefit. Anything else, Iggy?
No, it was really a quiet game today, you know. So it was enjoyable as a Rhinos fan. You know, we really didn't get challenged much.
3 goals, 8,197, and Mike and I were talking about it during the broadcast. Tampa Bay's got some dangerous forwards, an excellent midfield, and Mike, where they need to improve is definitely in the back.
Absolutely, it'll change the entire outlook of that team. When you have a back 4 that can distribute to the midfielders, so they can actually play the game, it changes the entire outlook of a team, and they don't have that.
All right, Iggy, thanks for the call. 222-6397 is the number. As a big gust of wind taking Mike Kerms' notes up and down this suite level here.
Now, Joe, let's talk about this playoff format again.
Here we go.
I don't believe that. Are there buys? I mean, I thought only 8 teams make it, and they just 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, etc.
No, I'm almost positive. Let me just double check. The team that scores the most goals.
So anyway, who's the next caller?
Let's go to Bill. Bill, you're next up. It is a bye. It is a bye for the first 2 teams.
I don't believe it.
Bill, you're next up on the post-game show. How are you?
Very good, very good. Hey, I got 2 questions. What is Johnny Steele doing in Tampa? Did he get kicked out of Vancouver? What was the problem?
I think he and Tater Torgerson, the head coach of the Whitecaps, didn't see eye to eye, and I don't think Jonathan Steele was getting enough time on the pitch, and he basically said, listen, if I'm not going to play, send me my way, and it's pretty much what they did.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was kind of interesting to see him here, and it was kind of nice that he was in pinstripes because he's such a dirty player, and he should end up in jail. But hey, and the second thing is, what was the beef between Kitson when he came off and the coach, they kind of got into it. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely saw it. What happened was, and I'm definitely making some assumptions here, but they started talking about the one play where it could have gone out for a corner. It should have gone out for a corner kick. Kitson tries to save it from the corner kick, but he gets a handball at the bottom corner of the 18. So now the Tampa Bay is taking a corner kick from the 18 rather than 35 yards from the corner. So it's a more dangerous play, and if Sanchez executes that a little bit better, that's a pretty. I mean, that's a 10 times more dangerous than a corner kick. So what happened was, I think Bob was just talking to him about it, and Kitson gave him a little bit of lip, and Bob didn't like the lip, and rightfully so. I mean, your coach is telling you something that you either may know already, that you already know you screwed up, but you just say, yeah, coach, you're right. You know, I made a mistake, and you know, I'm definitely going to work on my mental game, and that's what that is. That's a mental mistake. That has nothing to do with your technical or your tactical skills. That's a mental mistake, and then he made a mental mistake by talking back to Bob Lilly. And
I can totally understand that. I think one of the issues was when, you know, I don't think Lilly asked Neil whether he was like hurt or what the issue was. I think that there wasn't 3 seconds he got right to Neil's face, and I don't think that's the way you treat a player. A player's hurt, he comes off. You might want to ask the player, geez, how you doing? What was the issue? Instead of getting in his face right away. And so I think Lilly was way off base to start. And I think Neil was way off base to talk back. But I think there's a way you handle it, and I thought the coaching out pretty badly. You know, you don't get in a player's face when he's coming off hurt. Let's be a little professional here, both ways. Yeah, I mean, so I thought it was pretty bush league for both of them. So and it's nasty. Everybody in the stand saw it. It was pretty bad. And Lilly kept talking to Andracky the whole time for the next 10, 15 minutes. All they did was talk. So
yeah, he was venting at that point. He was venting. He was still mad and probably maybe in a little disbelief that whole situation occurred. I can't speak to it because I didn't see it. I was watching some of the changes being made and making some notes. So, Mike, you saw it, and I didn't see it, so I can't speak to the point of what happened. But otherwise, Bill, 3-0 win and 3 more points in the bank.
Hey, and also Mike Herb, Bo Clarkson.
Go Clarkson, man, yeah. Clarkson, that's right. And that's the guy I was talking about earlier, Larry Martin. I mean, the guy had just really, you know, you see Wheeler going up for those headers. This guy was like 5'8".
Yeah, he wasn't a big guy from what I remember.
He could beat he could beat a Troy Roberts in the air for a header. I mean, believe it or not, he did. He was also a basketball player, so he had some leaps. And I know you played against him, didn't you?
Listen, senior year of high school, Greece Arcadia taking on the undefeated Chittenango side from Syracuse. Everyone's like, Arcadia, you got no chance.
You didn't.
3-1, Arcadia defeated Chittenango to make it to the state finals. And yours truly, I guess there's a saying, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. I had the game-winning goal.
You scored the second goal, huh?
So the second goal. 3-1, we knocked off the undefeated Chittenango, Larry Martin and crew, and he was a great player. He was the one we had to take care of in that game.
You know, and that's a guy that you know, made a choice in his career at one point. He actually was training with the Buffalo Blizzard and said, you know what, you know, I'm going to go right into the working world. And at that time, there was no MLS. There was no the A-League was just really a bush league, and he decided to be an engineer and made a different career for himself.
That's the thing for the guys his age, my age, you know, late 30s and early 40s. The window just wasn't there. The outdoor game was kind of dead at that time, and you made your choice. You know, you moved on.
And I had to go overseas, or
like you did, right?
Yeah, that's what I did, and then I came back, and there was a
bloom,
better establishment here, and you know, 96 was really the first year where things started getting established. I mean, the MLS was real shaky that first year, and the A-League also only had 7 teams. It was kind of, but then was it USL and the A-League? They merged in '98, and there was 30 teams in the league in '98.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was wild, and you had 4 conferences, and it was really based on, you know, the distances that you traveled. And it was good because you had rivalries with Toronto, Montreal, Long Island, Rough Riders, Toronto Lynx, Connecticut Wolves, the Worcester
Wildcats.
I I don't know, but the Boston Bulldogs and the Worcester, they merge at some point.
And I think that's what's going to happen now with this USL Pro in 2011. It's going to be a regional league, save on the travel costs, and you form those regional rivalries like you're talking about.
And you got to build a solid second division for players to the MLS. We were talking earlier about players being put on loan to get game experience, and you see a guy like Morrow, you see a guy like Millian, you see some of these guys out here, and they just don't have enough game time. They probably are MLS capable. They just don't have the game time.
Right.
So, and they need that game time in order to gain the experience. And this is, you've got guys out here. You got Johnny Steele out here, MVP of the league 2 years ago. Could play in the MLS, but he's playing here just, who knows why.
That's
just
true.
not getting recognized right now, and it's about being in the right place at the right time.
That's the secret to life. Mike, your final thoughts tonight here as we wrap it up from Marina Auto Stadium.
It's going to be, I'm really excited to be back here. It's going to be a very, very exciting playoff new season in the playoffs, and it's going to be exciting to see these young guys getting into the playoffs for the first time. And really the key was those guys coming off the bench, they got to know their role at that moment. As coming off the bench, they got to keep the rhythm of the game, they got to keep the flow of the game going, and that's what they didn't do there. And that's what Bob's probably going to talk to them about, is they got to make sure that the game keeps going the way it was going. And that's going to be one of the keys when they go in the playoffs. The best thing about this team is that every guy has game experience coming off the bench or guys starting. So it's going to be an exciting playoffs.
All right, Mike, great job as usual. We're going to wrap it up here from Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos 3-0 winners over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 15th win of the year for the Rochester Rhinos. For Mike Moran, our radio producer, and Mike Kerms, our color commentator, I'm Joe Giuliano saying good night. Rochester wins it 3-0 over Tampa right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Thanks for listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Sports Radio 950 ESPN, your home for Mike and Mike in the morning. Shope and the Bulldog, weekday afternoons. Major League Baseball, including the playoffs and the World Series. St. John Fisher football, and your home for Buffalo Sabres play-by-play. Regular programming is next on Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.